Me when I'm dreaming, brother. Even when I'm broke, I'm scheming. Real talk, no gimmicks.
Break bread or fake dead.
Yeah.
If you love me, show it, that's all I say. Break bread or fake dead. Don't wait till I'm gone just to show respect. Break bread or fake dead.
Yeah.
I'm tryna make plays, not beg for a check. Break bread or fake dead.
For real, for real.
If I ever looked out, don't forget that day. I ain't rich, but I move like I'm chosen. Same fit, same dream, still focused. Bill stacked, but I still thank God. Ain't complain once, I just play my odds. They see peace, but they don't see stress. They see the smile, not the pain I digest. If you my dog, then ride with intent. Don't cap love, I know what that meant. Break bread or fake dead. You know who real when it's time to spread. Break bread or fake dead. I've been real, never switch for bread. Came from the bottom, but I don't feel low. Had to let some fake vibes go. Still keep it solid, that's nightish cold. Never hate, just stick to the road. It's folks that smile but don't mean it. Love ain't love if you never seen it. I'm just saying, help me win a little. Don't wait till I'm gonna spin a red on bed. I build. But if you real, you help to feel. Break bread, that's how love spread. Night is cold, town lit. Break bread, fake dead. Yeah. I'm still grinding, watch how I tread. Break bread, fake dead. Don't show a leg when the table's fed. Break bread, fake dead. Yeah. If you with me, then mean what you said. Break bread, fake dead. I don't need much, just respect my bread.
Real talk, no hate, no cap. Open soul forever.
Yeah, man, we came back. They said somebody got blocked, so I just restarted the stream. It's down to 3 people. I'll be here for a minute. We're gonna chop it up and get into what we get into. So let's not waste a moment of time. Let's get back to where we were at. So let's do this. We're gonna add in the fair use, Cash App, and PayPal. There we go. And we're going to go right to this. Let me see. I'm going to share.
All the white women, too, a lot of white girls on the right wing side of things, they all want to vote. And Pearl is looking at all of them bitches like, y'all some lying hoes. And I really like that about her. I really like that because, like, oh, she probably has voted. Yeah, she's a modern woman too. But like, in terms of like modern messaging, what she does on her platform, what she delivers as a message, she's been fairly consistent in that. Because, you know, she was 18 and fresh out of high school at one point. So I get that. She probably was a liberal and all that shit, right? But when it comes to like what she's talking about, no other woman has stood 10 toes down on that business, right? She's looking across the aisle at other allegedly right-wing women like, don't trust these hoes either. Respectable. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes had a conversation about some things, but they talked about women a little bit too. Let me get to this part of it now.
I would say that when you say you don't fully understand women, to me, I feel like women are very simple in terms of...
Have you ever lived with one?
No, I haven't lived with them, but I mean, and don't get me wrong, maybe it's difficult, but I feel like they're pretty simple.
We're all pretty simple. I mean, no one's more simple than I am, but we're all pretty simple. But what I mean is like on a day-to-day, on the level of experience, like you don't always understand what they're saying because it's never about what they say it's about.
Right.
And men just tend to be kind of dog-like in their straightforwardness. I'm hungry, I'm horny, whatever it is.
I disagree. I feel like men are complicated. I feel like women are like, I'm hungry, I'm horny. I feel like men are very complicated.
Really? How?
Because men are masters of the universe. Women are the universe. This is what Spengler says about them. And so I think that men have like a deep connection to things like math and space, and they want to conquer the world.
Of course.
And, things like this. And
they're also intensely romantic too. It's a hard pill to swallow, but romance as a concept, as an industry, right? Financially, as an industry, romance is almost entirely held up by men. Women are not required to be romantic. There is no real practical conception of female romance. Like the idea that women don't even have game. Like there was a video of a girl going viral recently. She's like at a club or a bar or something. And there's like this big buff dude, everybody's black, whatever. There's like this big buff dude standing right next to her. And she's like just eyeballing him. She's just eye fucking him, honestly. If anybody was getting eye fucked, it was that dude. And she's like sitting right next to him, like she's at a seat at the bar, and he's standing like at the very next chair, but like standing, not sitting. And he's facing away from her, talking to somebody or whatever. And she's just looking at him the whole time. And so he finally notices, like, this chick's just staring at me really hard. And then he says something to her, like, because you can't hear anything, it's a bar. But he says something to her, and then they start talking, right? Like, that's female game. I'm just gonna look at you until you look at me. I'm going to notice you until you notice me, and then you have to talk to me. That's female game in a nutshell, right? Women aren't really the romantic half of the species.
And women, I feel like, are actually very primal and instinctual.
Yes.
They want security. Yes. Chthonic, they're of the
100%.
terrestrial.
Never embarrassed by bodily functions. Men are so squeamish.
Yes.
Women are not at all. They give birth. No, that is absolutely true. But I mean in the way that women present their concerns, there's almost always something that's not being fully expressed. Like, I got mad at you last night because I was pissed about something last year. That's not a male thing to do. You can't remember what happened last year.
Right.
Right. And so, but anyway, but whatever the point, men and women talk past each other constantly.
Mm-hmm.
They don't always know what the other one is saying. And that frustration actually gives way to like great beauty over time, I would say.
I don't know. I personally find women very frustrating when they are not expressing. And I just view that as
that's the beauty of it.
I see
that feels like such a great thing to say. Only a graped male mind can think that women frustrating you constantly is somehow beautiful. It's not. You've been touched, bro.
when they are not expressing. And I just
that's
view
the
that
beauty
as
of it.
I see the way I look at it is like when you look at your favorite TV shows,
right?
Sopranos, Breaking Bad, it's like the wife is the villain because it's like the main character, if the wife could just get out of the way, would be running the show. And that's kind of how I feel like.
I will say this, right? Watching Breaking Bad and kind of loving the show, I didn't quite get how much people hated Skyler until after I watched it for the first time. Then you know how you go back and you rewatch.
Skyler was insignificant. She wasn't important. And in the Sopranos, his wife wasn't important either. He had more gumas or girlfriends on the side. His point to her was, shut up. You got the house, the pool, you got the kids, you got all this other shit. And you knew what I was from the beginning, so don't act stupid now. And then in fucking Breaking Bad, he's a damn school teacher. He was a beta. His wife was already running him. So bad analogy.
Watch it, because when you watch a thing for the first time, you get caught up in the moment and the sentiment and all the cinematic stylism of it all kind of overwhelms you a little bit.
And Ruthless, this is a brand new stream, so whatever happened in the last stream is not in this stream. So you can easily pop up on this one. You wasn't blocked.
And then you rewatch and you get to notice the little subtle things in the plot in the plot, you know? And then I realized that, Skyler was, she was, on the one hand, she was a good gangster's wife in the end, but she didn't support she didn't support Walt at all. And Walt was like, so what if I murdered all these people so I could make millions of dollars and save my family? Like it was the whole meme about it. And it really was funny after I thought about it. But what really closed it for me was watching Better Call Saul. What was that girl's name on Better Call Saul? Cause that, she's a girlfriend you would want, bro. Like, no bull. She was a real fucking Bonnie.
Yeah, Saul was a fuck up, and his girlfriend or wife or whatever she was on there supported whatever fuck ups he was doing. She went right along with it.
But see, that's what they're wanting. They want a woman who'll just put up with a fuck up.
To his Clyde, she was great. And I don't remember anybody on the internet ever having a hard word to say about the female character in Better Call Saul. She was Kim. Yes, Kim Wexler, man. She was a beast, bro. Anything he wanted to pull, she was down with it. Anybody that needed to be a victim, she was like, hey, man, it's a tough game out here. She was definitely down with it. And the Godfather, Kate, was the victim. Yeah. Yeah, bro, the villain is Sicario. That's another one. The white girl who was the protagonist is technically the antagonist. If you think about what the movie is showing you, this is why at the end of Sicario, Benicio del Toro had to put her straight. Listen, you need to get away from here. This is the land.
Yeah, because Benicio del Toro at the end of the first Sicario went and threatened that woman. First, they sucked her in and be involved in the shit that they got her into. She didn't anticipate being in investigation where she's in a house and all the walls is covered with dead bodies, and then when they open up the sheetrock, they see body after body after body. Then they cut a person in half, and one half is another person, the other half is another. She didn't anticipate all that stuff. But at the end of it, what did he do? He bounced up in her damn house and put a weapon to her head and then threatened her life. You can either let this go or we can get you up out of here right now. Wasn't no choices. And she had to make the right choice. Sicario is a cold-ass movie.
The victim, yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, bro. The victim, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, bro, the villain is Sicario. That's another one. The white girl who was the protagonist is technically the antagonist. If you think about what the movie is showing you, this is why at the end of Sicario, Benicio del Toro had to put her straight. Like, listen, you need to get away from here. This is the land of wolves. You're not a wolf. Because she was kind of like, her job, technically her entire function in that role was to snitch on everything that they had done, right? And so he's not lying. Nick Fuentes talking about like the female characters in movies kind of low-key being set up to be this weird subversive bad guy. It's totally right. This is why when Tucker said, like, no, female chaos is beautiful. No, it's not. That's a very great thing to say. You've been clearly touched in the head.
Find women very frustrating when they are not expressing. And I just view that as
beauty
like,
of it.
I see the way I look at it is like when you look at your favorite TV shows,
right?
Sopranos, Breaking Bad, it's like the wife is the villain because it's like the main character, if the wife could just get out of the way, would be running the show. And that's kind of how I feel like Ayn Rand, I agree with her about this. She said that the wife's role is like hero worship. The guy is the hero. The guy is supposed to be the entrepreneur, the conqueror, whatever. And the woman is really supposed to support the man's goals and be in his.
I realize this is coming from a gay Mexican. You do not like
he obviously hasn't read into Ayn Rand's life. She was right next to a dominatrix.
Pretty much.
She pretty much did not fit her own model for a wife.
Yeah. Nick Fuentes looks crazy right here. And Rufus, we restarted the stream so that you could come up here and say whatever nonsense it was that you was talking about. Don't make me start a brand new stream and then act like you still blocked. That is not the situation, sir, because you wasn't blocked in the last stream.
His world, and
that's the last thing successful men need is more power worship.
Shut up, Tucker. You know, the other day we were given
shout out to Tucker Carlson with the bullshit. Let me see.
Come on in.
Play, it's always a treat when players leave. Judge.
The Democrats and were blood against. What's going on, Chicago?
A whole lot of gangbanging going on, apparently.
A whole lot of gangbanging.
A whole lot of it, fam. What's the word, G? I'm just pulling up, man. I ain't got much to say on the topic yet. I'm just pulling up.
Yeah. We had to end the last stream because Ruthless, I guess, thought he was losing and suggested that he was blocked. So we restarted the stream over so Ruthless can come up here and end. Well, it'll never end. He hates women. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. But Ruthless, don't go running. Get back up here and explain how it's the woman's fault in Breaking Bad, in The Sopranos, in Better Call Saul. Explain to us how them women was at fault when they had no power. It was every last one of them was powerless. Because I forget, Tony Soprano always had gumas. He was always screwing somebody else. Better Call Saul just was a fuck up. And what's the other one we said? We said Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and what was the other one? They was trying to blame the wife. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and The Sopranos. Oh yeah, in Sopranos he always had other women. In Breaking Bad he just was a teacher and a fuck up. And then Better Call Saul he was a bum lawyer, and the woman did whatever he wanted her to do. So yeah, how was these women powerful, messing up the marriage, or doing anything that you be suggesting? Because Ruthless always put the man in a weak position. You better do what these bitches want because they all about their emotions and they pick themselves first. I haven't had that experience. I don't know nothing about that. We had the beautiful Rogue C up here having a discussion, and somehow they try to flip it on Rogue C. It threw me off a little bit because Savage was like agreeing with Ruthless and Ruthless. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? All that woman said is she wanted her husband to go to the gym with her. Is that what he wanted? It's about the man first. So yeah, Ruthless, don't run. Get up here and finish what you started. And like he's still saying he blocked. You're not blocked. I don't block anyone. Cut that out. Blocked how?
Andrew Wilson a hard time. But one thing I will say, and this is why I was uncomfortable about the overall outcome of it all. But one thing I will say about Andrew Wilson and Rachel Wilson, she is attempting to play her role, at least in the public. Who knows how it is behind closed doors, but from a public perspective, she is at least attempting to play that role of my husband is the best guy. I'm his biggest fan. I'm the number one cheerleader. And I respect that about what they're doing, because that is how it should be done. All other things to the side,
So what are the other factors that prevent? I'm sorry I called you gay, by the way, but I think I'm just too old or something. I'm like, what? Why is anyone married? You tell me. Why?
He seems gay. Don't be sorry for looking at what seems obvious. He seems gay.
Why aren't people married?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's the women. The women are extremely liberal. No one talks about that. Increasingly they do, especially after the last election. There's a 45-point difference between men and women. The men are extremely conservative. Increasingly, the women are extremely liberal.
What are they liberal on? What issues? Like, what does that mean, liberal?
Oh, they're very feminist.
Like, actually,
extremely feminist. Yes.
They don't believe that, do they?
I think they do.
Really?
Absolutely.
How
yes.
Can you believe that? I think gender roles are a construct, that none of this is inborn.
I think that they are extremely feminist and extremely liberal. So I believe that they're liberal and feminist. I believe that is the case.
Like, you'd have to be an idiot to think that.
They're not idiots, Tucker. They're girls. See, that's where it becomes unkind. They're not idiots. They're girls. You think they came to that conclusion with a series of rational, logical steps from A to B to Z, from 1 to 2 to 3? You think that's how
And that's another thing. So Ruthless, I know you have more than one account because I have more than one account. Switch accounts and come up here. You got more than one account. Chicago, do you have more than one account?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruthless, just switch accounts and come up here. Since you suggesting that you block, just switch accounts and come up here with another account. Because I don't know how you got blocked. You're not blocked. I haven't blocked anyone.
Anytime you do it,
silly boy.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, anytime you make a new Gmail, you automatically get, a new account. So it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, he could make one up on the fly and pull up, Toothless. You go ahead, Nightis.
Yeah, just make a different account and come up, because we want to hear the end of the bullshit you was talking about.
They're just girls.
They like the idea of it. They like because of course I think all women naturally want strong men.
Of
course, obviously.
They naturally want a Chad. They want like a tall, buff guy. But I think they like the idea of none of them want to work either. None of them
That's what I'm
actually want to
saying.
work.
No, that's what I'm saying. Of course, that's
right.
It's obviously true. It's always been true. Work outside the home.
Right.
They don't have enough work at home. You know, there's
Yes.
a lot to do. But no, I completely agree. So that's why I question like they're feminists in what sense?
Yes. And they like these vague appeals to equality. We want a chance to work and we want respect. And, ultimately, I think the whole political system is just based around women never being accountable for any of their choices.
What have I been saying about the American political system too, right? It all boils down to keeping women happy. Nothing in politics that upsets women gets done.
Ultimately, that seems to be that's what abortion is.
Yeah, of course.
Because 99% of abortions are elective. So they say it's an unplanned pregnancy. You had sex out of wedlock with someone you didn't intend to have kids with. So now we have to kill the kids in the womb. And, these no-fault divorce laws. These women get married to guys maybe they never intend to stay with. And then when they're out, they're done. And they want child support and they want half the stuff. And I think a lot of men are looking at women and they're very liberal. They're overweight. They have a very high estimation of themselves. I think that people call it hoflation.
Hoflation?
Yes. Their sense of their own looks and sexual value is very inflated. And so a lot of people are looking at these like frumpy, obnoxious, loudmouth, liberal women who are also very promiscuous and saying this is not actually appealing at all. And
Yeah, I don't think dude gay. I think he's a herb and a dweeb. I don't think he gay. He could never get a female. You can hear how he talking about him. He never had a conversation with a female. Don't know how to approach them. Don't know how to keep company with a female. So he sound like somebody because he using all of the red pill, the manosphere, the incel rhetoric.
I think a lot of gay too.
You said you think a lot of people what?
I think they gay too.
Damn. All right, go ahead.
I would want to disagree with Sharon, but I think a lot of them are lovers of men for sure.
Damn. All right, go ahead.
Let me see. Add this back.
I don't want to start a family with a person.
Sounds
like
awful.
this. Yeah, it is.
But if you believe in the patriarchy, as I fervently do, because it's just reality, we didn't choose the system. We were born into a system that is part of nature, can't get out of it. So if you believe that that's true, which it is, then you think that men should lead. And if it's going to be better, men should make it better because that's their job.
Right.
So you don't want to give them a pass, do you? It'd be like it's all the girls suck. So
I don't even blame it on the women because I think that it's the incentive structures. Women are allowed to do this by the legal system, by kind of social norms. Technology is a big part of it. The attention that is available to women. Women go on Instagram and they get attention from thousands of men. So it's the incentives. But I would say that, because I hear this all the time, people say, well, the men need to step up and be better and lead the women. Easier said than done.
I agree with that.
They're at war with the system and not even just the system, but also society.
And this is another thing that bothers me. And I accuse Black women of this hypocrisy directly. Like you're telling Black men to be at war with the system, but Black women are
they're a part of the system. There's no system really without them. So that
you saying the Black women are part of the system?
Yeah. I believe that as much as Jay Prince protested, he's a part of the system also.
Yeah.
He's just a male baby mama.
Yeah. Well,
so as much as he protested, that's why he protests against it so much, because it is his husband. His husband is the government. Shout out to the shout outs though.
Nice.
And let me say this: it's not all Black women. The women that are against the system, they vocalize it. But a large amount, a significant amount of them are a part of the system. There are women that was on here a couple years ago calling themselves bullet bags because that's how they look at black men. They are saying, come here, Klansmen or somebody, and delete these black men because
I saw that. Was that in Spaces, Twitter Spaces or something?
it's in what you call that shit? What is that shit called?
I saw that video. I know what you're talking about. I saw that.
All that shit. Clubhouse Spaces.
Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't Twitter Spaces. Yeah,
Clubhouse.
Yeah, I saw that. Now I think again, I think a lot of that is loud minority.
Yes, but it's a significant amount to where it should be acknowledged.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I definitely don't disagree with that. And I think most people don't even know when they be in the tools of white supremacy. And I don't say that as a euphemism or a cliche either. Like they literally, when we talk about the system, that's essentially what we talking about because they're the dominant society. Not saying in a racial epithet or nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of these
and the ones that are still pro-black and want a black man, I believe that's a minority also. So it's a bunch of different.
I agree. I definitely 1000% agree with that. We got a lot more independent boss babe chick than people that are family oriented or nuclear family minded. I agree with that.
So that's the thing. So I'm not saying there's not no black women out there that's going to be a ride or die and go with you. I'm saying that those black women that's going to be a ride or die and that's going to go with you got a bunch of women calling them pick-me's and mammies and all that.
So let me ask you a question. If there are women, that kind of suit whatever your needs are, why are we worried about the ones who are boss bitches or whatever?
Because they're growing and they're influential. If those women are saying that you don't need no man and they're empowered. See, to me, when I think about black girl power, a part of that black girl power is a bunch of feminists and womenists that they're saying that you don't need
that black girl magic, yeah.
Because there ain't no black boy magic, and those are the mothers of sons. How you gonna say, identify and isolate one group as if there's this overwhelming thing against them, while at the same time you're telling your son to be traditional when she's been living vicariously through a character. So she's been told you need to be prepared for the other shoe to drop. You need to have your own separate money. What's yours is yours, and what's his is yours.
Hey, also, I think
interesting. I see it rather differently.
So you think they should be ignored altogether? You don't think they deserve scrutiny?
No.
Or a modicum of acknowledgement?
Nope. Not unless not unless they're affecting you personally.
Yeah, see, I now that part I disagree with too, right? It's a lot of it doesn't bother me until it bothers me. And that's problematic, right? Because I live with a village mindset.
It's problematic. It's problematic for you. You know what? It does not bother me like the black girl magic stuff. I just thought it was cute and didn't give it a second thought.
I know, but I'm just dissecting what you directly just said, right? You said essentially it doesn't bother me, like unless it affects you personally, right? Which
Correct.
is the mindset of it doesn't bother me until it bothers me.
Correct.
That's the mindset. I find that to be problematic because I have a village mindset, right? Which the village mindset says if it happens,
you don't need to,
that's okay.
We disagree.
No, it's okay. Brother, you okay?
Village
you okay?
mindset. You don't have to go farther.
Wait, but are you okay? Wait, are you okay? Wait, are you okay? Like we're not answering questions over here. That was a very simple question that you just answered. Now you don't have to go any further.
Why does it take 10 minutes to describe a village mentality when 2 words will do it?
So again, because I'm not just having a conversation with you, there's an audience here also, brother. I don't know what y'all doing over here or what Ruthless did to you.
Let me put it to you.
This is wild.
Village mindset.
Brother, you don't
I understand that. And
Okay.
you and I, we don't, I mean, that pretty much ends the conversation. I don't have a village
No, it
mindset.
ends it for you. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying,
good.
guys.
Well,
It ends it for
I'll
you.
mute.
Like,
I'll
and
mute.
again, that's what.
I will mute.
No, no,
And
no.
you go ahead and keep explaining a very
Yo,
simple
this is
concept.
wild. Is he on me? Hey, not, what the hell is in the air? What's going on over here? Like
It's a
grown adult men can't have conversations.
A lot of people, their perspective is just them. It's just me, and they don't give a fuck about the village.
Okay with
And that's the issue with us. The people that believe that there's a village is a minority of people also.
Yes.
And I was,
No. You're mischaracterizing me.
I was talking about.
I worry about the village when it's time to worry about the village. Otherwise, I don't.
There are communities, but they're small communities. So you got the Hebrew Israelites, they got their community. You got the Nation of Islam, they got their community.
Right.
D1 is the sororities and fraternities, they got their community.
D9s, yeah.
One community that doesn't exist.
Okay, and let me correct some folks. I'm not against community. I'm for community when it's time to worry about the community. Basically, I mind my business, and when it becomes my business, I act.
And so again,
I'm not anti-community.
And that was what I said. I found problematic, right?
Okay,
because that's reactive and not proactive, right? And that should be okay with you.
No. Again,
that should be okay with you. That I find it problematic because that's my perspective. That's me and mine.
I'm not interested in your perspective. Maybe the audience is. So,
brother, and let the audience. Hey, man, you sound like one of my exes right now. Like real talk.
You know what? I sound
like you are super feminine right now. I have no idea. Put up with your bullshit. You sound like a real feminine dude right now.
I don't really care what you think.
Like, is it that time of the month for you, my guy? What's going on with you?
I put out my perspective.
What's going on? You sound like an independent boss chick that's not finna put up with that man no more. You're not finna put your hands on me again.
You go ahead and react. Go ahead and react.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus is not going to help you, son.
That is crazy. Hey, man, I'm 51. Crazy. I don't know how old you are, but I'm definitely not your son.
I'm
respectfully. So you either my older brother or uncle. So I'm not your son.
Upset.
So I'm not your son. And for you to be 60 and talking like that is crazy.
Now you go ahead and
I have spoken my mind. Yes, tell him, boo.
That's right. Hey, you go ahead and you act the clown.
2 snaps in a circle. You tell him.
I say, now why don't you have yours?
Right, you did that.
It's your turn now, son. It's your turn.
Now you gotta be. I don't know what the hell going on over here tonight.
Notice you're the only one laughing.
Yeah, I'm definitely the only one. If you want me to get at other people laugh or not, I find you funny, highly entertaining. Like for you to be 60 and speaking that rhetoric is wild.
Do you really think
that is wild?
What you think? I'm 60 and I don't care. I don't care what you think, boo.
Brother, look, now my feelings are hurt.
I'm not your brother.
Now my day is ruined.
Brother. I am not your brother.
Okay, whatever you are, whatever pronoun you claim, whatever you identify as, now my day is ruined. Now my day is ruined because you didn't laugh at my joke. And listen, man, you're real condescending, man. Hey, when you were younger, let me ask you this: when you were younger, did they pick on you?
You don't need to know about my childhood. let's stick to the topic, son. Before you get, because I'm way better at getting personal than you are. You don't need to know about my childhood.
Let me tell you something. One thing I say about this internet is the internet. It's the internet, man. So you can get personal, you can do whatever, you can say whatever.
Okay. Like I said,
I'm actually not even hard to find.
Tread lightly, son. You don't.
I'm not even hard to find.
You don't need to know about my childhood.
And listen, hey, all of a sudden, I already told you what it is. So if you want to get, hey, listen, if you want to get real disrespectful with the name, keep calling me son. Then we can get real disrespectful on this platform.
Let's try it. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, I say I'm controlling you, man. Yeah, keep calling me son. We gonna
No,
see where
you're
this
not
goes.
controlling much, son.
Yeah, because you gonna keep calling me son, and then we gonna see what's
I
happening.
am.
Because you
Because I
interested,
know
right?
it
Because
pisses you
now you
off. That's
interested.
why I'm
No.
doing it. It pisses
Oh,
you
you
off.
think
That's
this
why I'm
pissing me
doing it. Why do you think I'm doing it?
Hey man, yeah, I'm controlling you.
You told me not to, and I'm
Hey, you
gonna do it
right. You
now.
just like a female. You
Dude, you
told me not to,
keep
and I'm gonna do it
pretending,
anyway.
pretending,
Yes.
keep pretending that you're
Yes.
controlling something. Anyway, like I said, I've said
Oh,
what I
heavens
had
to
to say. You
Murgatroyd.
don't need to know any more than what I said.
Hey, what was that? What was that Snagglepuss? This dude cannot be real.
Yeah, I
Don't
think that
finish
was.
playing that video, Nighters. This is hilarious. I'm trying to get over this cold, man. Hey, dude, you hilarious. I forgot I was up here with you before. Mr. Murgatroyd.
And
Right.
On mute.
but
Okay. Let me take it out of movie format and go into to real
And
life.
also, Sky Daddy, I think, leans towards my argument as well. But come back to it. Continue, please.
Yeah. I guess the competing model holds to the view that the charge is you guys are living in fantasy. This is quote unquote reality. And a lot of the assumptions that are made by the people who are stating that they have built everything off of reality doesn't follow that model whatsoever. So if you were to kind of start with the Age of Enlightenment, with I would say the gold standard of it, heck, the platinum standard of everything, the Newtonian science and the whole nine. Yeah, evolutionary psychology and the Darwinian model is so far removed from anything that resembles science in that realm that the real scientists within the realm of physics, they laugh at it.
I think Darwinism kind of leaves out the human element. Darwinism almost attempts to be a mathematical equation
without the math.
Spirit. No. Yeah, well, I guess no. It's mathematical in and of itself. That's not what I'm saying. Like they're saying that one thing leads to another. They're attempting to be logic, but the problem is there's like the God in the gaps. Like how does a dinosaur just become a bird? Right. That's kind of there's a problem there. And so, and also when we just make it, when we're set that aside, right? Still talking about Darwinism within the context of the human spirit, it is kind of leaving out the human element. Humans just choose. We have rational and irrational decisions that we make, and those things are a part of the human makeup as well. And I think it kind of attempts to act like one thing just naturally leads to another because of pure logic. Logic can, follow many, many paths. Logic doesn't have to be logical.
But that's the whole point is either if you use just choices or quote unquote logic. One, the Darwinian model doesn't use any math at all. If it did, it could do predictive stuff, which it has never done. And the other side of that is with the choices and the logic.
What I want to know about Hood Conservative is why is all the niggas he know got a lisp? How could you find this many niggas with lisp? He got a lisp. The other nigga got a lisp. This nigga got a lisp. What the fuck is going on? I've never seen these many fucking lisps before.
On both sets, the Darwinian model doesn't follow either. Like, take for instance, getting away from that, go a little bit down further into where we're at today. Let's go into the whole dating coaches thing, red pill. A lot of it's going to be connected to evolutionary psychology and so forth. But all of that is based upon whether the Darwinian model is correct.
Okay, I see
hell
what
is
you're
he
doing there.
talking about?
I think it's one of those. Now I think it is a baby in bathwater problem. I think that being said, there may be some issues of the Darwinian model that are solid, right? But And then now we're
And
quitting.
then there's a lot of issues that go even further beyond that. You're basically stating you're trying to re-engineer human history, and the whole time stating that you have no rationale for why mankind or humankind ever got to the point of where they just made choices on what they wanted or so forth. You're starting from the point of the environment was this. Cavemen had to do this in order to survive and such, even though you have no scientific method of how you can research that, how you can do any sort of testing. There's no standard of falsifiability or any of it, but you're just going to go with it, which is what most in the land of physics would just call storytelling. But if we want to just go with it,
I think in the land of physics, it's called a hypothesis more than a story.
Facts.
No.
But you still have to have a competing argument before you just totally throw me out.
No, in the land of science, that's not called a hypothesis. That's storytelling, because you're not using any method whatsoever to even formulate your hypothesis.
I think it's formed on just observation of the human condition. Now, this is where we kind of falling off the track here. Like, the human condition has been observed scientifically, poetically, religiously for millennia. So, like, even when you talked about the sky daddy problem, like, there is no sky daddy religion that just trusts the minds of women. You know, whether or not it's Christianity or Islam or even Judaism, the male authority is the authority.
Right. Yeah, I have no qualm against that.
But that comes from a certain place, and it's not just, ego.
Right. But okay, this is what I'm stating. If you go the other route and you say, no, I'm going off of rationality, and that rationality goes down this path, the problem that you come up with is, as soon as you get to the Darwinian model, you completely throw away your argument about, no, I'm just going on rationality, because you have to take so many leaps of faith in order to try to recreate this history that you're talking about. And even within the scientific fields that study this stuff and have been studying it for the last 100 years or so, they contradict themselves constantly.
I'm a little confused here.
Yeah, I could drag this argument. No, because SKC and I are having an argument that we've been extending over the course of like a year and a half now. So.
No, I get the concept.
You guys might not understand every little intricate part of what we're talking to.
Is this Jordanomics that we're speaking of, that we are talking about?
No. It's actually a lot more simple than this, right? So think of this like the concept of the Flintstones. We'll just go ahead and use
not fucking Josh. Let me get this straight. A bunch of niggas with lisp, and then it's followed by fucking Josh.
You know, that white nationalist gets around, doesn't he?
Is he a white nationalist? I heard he was getting.
Oh yeah, I've talked to him before. We're on a Discord. Yeah, he is a white nationalist, self-professed.
Well, he says Christian nationalist, but same thing.
Oh, it's the same thing.
That's what I told him.
It's a little Asian woman whooping his ass, and he's dragging her around with a motherfucker. What they call that shit? They got a bicycle wheel in the back, and the man is
a rickshaw.
Yeah, he's driving this Asian bitch around in a rickshaw. So who the fuck is he? I been stopped listening to him once he told me he's riding a bitch around in a rickshaw. You her horse, nigga. You a Asian woman's horse, and you said some kind of government. I don't even listen to Josh.
the analogy, right? How did Flintstones survive, right? I mean, they obviously had tools in that concept, like they had cars, right? But they powered them with their feet, kind of thing, right? The dinosaurs were either generally friendly or They utilized the dinosaurs as, I don't know, like the same way we would utilize a horse as a tractor kind of thing, right? The concept, though, is based off of less of the cartoon concept. Was how did the cavemen defeat or control their environment? They had to have some form or another had to create tools. Did they create weapons, spears, throw rocks, right? Like, how the hell did they hunt? Or were they just agricultural and just wait around to get eaten by the nearest thing that came along? Because even within the animal kingdom currently, most things will fucking eat your ass.
Well, Josh,
Fuck is he
this is
talking
a
about?
part of the argument SKC and I were having, that we're talking over this, and let me just say this plainly. I think, Josh, now when you bring up the element of cooperation and why, and just general group organizational dynamics, this is where it comes down to certain brutal, like logical assumptions, as I was just crucified for making. Right. The men are in a position to physically subdue the women to the point where they just have to cooperate. And you can't really shake that from the original dynamic of how men and women get along. Like, the women weren't in a great position to just say, I'm a woman, hear me roar. Like, no, the roaring is out in the woods, all right? That's the roaring out in the woods. Either you cool the fuck out, I'll punch you in the mouth or whatever it is, and then you act right, or you go roar against that shit out in the woods. Like, the dynamic is so radically different from that point of view and our point of view that it's hard to really conceptualize the visceral difference in the raw physical animal.
Only if you're trying to seek out like the details of it, but it all boils down to choice anyways.
Well, no, I say choice and force are inseparable. That's kind of what I'm pointing to you, though. You're saying choice, but I'm saying force and choice make the choice for you too.
Yeah. Force would inevitably create the additional choices that are available, right? No argument there, right?
Removes choices. That's the point. Force removes choice, bro.
But well, see that's not necessarily true either. So here's an example, right? Force would have been the thing that would have allowed men to, I don't know, control the environment, aka all of the saber-tooth tigers gotta fucking die, right? Because we can't be sitting over looking over it, aka force. Now, once they're eliminated,
choice, right? Yes.
Yeah, once the threat is eliminated, right? Then the women can probably, I don't know, not have to look over their shoulder while they're out there gathering nuts or berries, whatever the fuck they do, right?
Yeah, hunting and gathering, right?
Force, by definition, would create like things like with technology, right? So as things progress, right, you just expand on choices. But the idea that people are making different choices now than they were, 1,000 years ago, is because the environment's different.
Let me plug you in onto why I think you might have been a little bit behind a step in the conversation SKC and I are having. We were extending kind of unintentionally, but by definition, just what happened. We were extending a conversation that we had previously about love versus duty and responsibility. SKC came from the argument of love and the more like intangible argument of love, the agape, as he was putting it. And my argument, and this was the thing, like he was talking about, especially from Black America perspective, he's saying that Black America lacks love. And that's part of the reason why we can't really get it together on a family level. And I'm arguing that actually we lack a certain order and structure, like that the responsibility of family and legacy. And that's really why we can't get it together. Like, collectively, the men and the women haven't embraced the responsibility. Hold on. I'm just saying.
Go back to the love concept. So
wait a minute. We were extending that conversation today, just now, talking about the more evolutionary psychology aspect of it. And this is part of why it ties together. He's arguing essentially, and this is what I'm going to accuse SKC of now. You're arguing that even from a more primal, primitive dynamic when it was all or nothing, you had to do certain things to survive. Love was a primary motivation. And I'm arguing from a position of force, right? Whether it was the environment forcing behaviors on you, whether it was the men had to force behaviors upon the people below them, which is the women, but ultimately love wasn't what we were built on. We were built on people who were forced to make certain decisions that made their group stronger. And then we repeated those actions. And within the safety and the comfort of those repetitive actions and the productivity of it all, we could now have room for love.
Can only conclude that if we all agree on a definition of love, which we don't.
Which we don't, but it doesn't shake what I'm saying. It just makes it a little bit more complicated. But because what is love? I've been asking that all day. What is love? But you don't even get to consider that if you're hungry, you're cold, there are predators at the gate, there are enemies on the hill. Like, you don't even get to have these conversations without fixing
and I'll even argue that back and forth with you, Hood. But if you want to go with the whole, ultra super rational thing and so forth, okay. Well, when did duty become duty? Duty to do what?
Duty was always duty. Duty is life, and that's why love comes second.
Right.
Duty to do what?
To survive,
to procreate, and
fight, to live, to create, to procreate, to protect what you procreated. Like, the duties are almost existential to life itself. And so once you're alive, the duties now start to
No, it kind of stretching some definitions here, aren't we?
Are we really?
Yes, because the concept of duty would have some type of ideology behind it. Less than that.
Okay.
Less than that, right? It's just basically survivalism. I will go out and fucking build a house because I don't want to fucking die of like pneumonia or some shit, right?
And you want the woman to survive too because you want her. And now you have children with her and you want the children to survive too. The duties are inherent to surviving. As an organism, duty is inherent to your existence as an organism.
Go back to your cores. If it's just a case that I want, right? I desire a thing, right? Hell, it's fucking selfishness. I want something. But hell, that might even be cored in survivalism too. Nobody really honestly knows that. We just kind of, But that's because the concept of duty.
So Hood, are you saying that love is a luxury that comes before survival?
After.
So survival, then love.
Right. Because how can you love if you're starving? This is why they say the hookers don't love you, right? Because she's doing it strictly for the money. Like, she probably literally has a pimp to pay and kids to feed, right? So, like, love comes after all the other things.
I would argue it's the other way around. I think love enables survival needs, because if you didn't love anything around you, you would only be concerned with your survival, not everybody else's.
Hold on. Love.
I think was missing.
Whoa. One at a time. Love enables survival needs. I'm going to need you to slowly walk through that because I think you're wrong, but I don't want to just jump off a cliff. Love enables survival needs. How do you get love before survival needs?
Because if I'm concerned with my survival, why would I be concerned with anybody else's survival needs outside of myself, if not for love? And I'm not talking about the floaty kind of love. What instinctive biological need outside of that would be the case? Because if I didn't love anything and I just needed to survive, I would be focused on my survival. Why am I focused on my wife and my kids or any of that stuff?
But that's kind of my point. Love is separate from survival need. It's almost completely detached from survival need. But survival need is paramount.
The only way you can make that claim now is if you actually hammer out and define love, right? That's the thing we're all dancing around here.
Because no one can properly define it outside of like intense emotion and affection. Like, what else could it mean beyond that?
Then if it's the case that it's a thing that's outside of definition, you could just as easily argue God of the gaps, right? Well, it's got to be the logos.
Love is a God of the gap, bro. Love is literally a God of the gap. That's why I don't like to rest on it purely. Like, I love love, and I'm bad at it because I don't like to stand on it because
only fools fall in love. Hood, we're gonna keep getting back to that damn song, that damn phrase, because that's why it happens.
I would say in the context of what you're saying, right? Because I like the strong and intense need, but more importantly, love is evolution. I would say it's evolution's trick to make you invest in things that don't immediately benefit you, because survival is an immediate benefit.
And if that's the case, then it's genetically hardwired in there.
Let me ask you this.
It's built in.
Do wild animals love the way human beings love?
The way? Nothing. No species does the
No.
exact same thing as the other.
So when
Not
a mother
widespread, no.
when a mother bear is attacking a person because their cubs are around, that's not on a human level
one
of
doesn't
love,
equate.
right?
One doesn't equate.
Oh my goodness. They're having a diva off about what the fuck. Oh my goodness.
The logo.
Yeah, these guys are weak.
On yourself.
Why Josh
Yeah, but they do this shit every day.
is here? Because I haven't had an opportunity to speak with. Because I think you said you're an atheist, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I just have a question about that. Like going back to the whole origin of life thing. Okay, I get the story about the cosmic soup and the other renditions. Let's say that they're perfectly correct.
Freeze. Are you assuming that? Or I'm sorry. Are you expecting me to account for like a creation for my own model? Because you won't like my answer.
No, not at all. I'm not saying a creation from your own model. What I would like to ask is, say like our RNA, our DNA, proteins, all of that stuff, but specifically the DNA and the RNA. We know a lot more about that now because of the Human Genome Project and how it passes on just tremendous amounts of information to our progeny and so forth.
Right.
Where did the information come from?
We have no idea. I mean, that's ultimately the answer is, right? So like, here's the concept.
I get the whole point that I guess the idea that people will say that things kind of just set in the right place given the right amount of time and such and blah 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 and okay, I get that.
See,
how does information form itself?
We have no idea. So, like the concept of organic material itself is mysterious as holy fuck. Right?
Yeah,
so, like,
I mean, we have no way to even explain that, and there's been no model to explain it whatsoever. But even if we get even before that, you got to get to where
there is a model that
come from.
There is a model that explains it.
Yeah, but it just has no math.
Well, okay. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Right?
Oh, for God's sake, that's stupid.
Oh, okay. Does God have math?
Can you stop this right quick, please?
It never purported to need it.
Okay, not a one of these motherfuckers has any form of a science degree. We can't explain it all, but we literally map the human genome. Watson and Crick, I think it was Watson that just died a couple weeks ago, basically diagrammed out the DNA molecule. We have enough to go on. We have enough to basically clone people. Okay, these guys, it's just basically a religion versus science argument. Just boring. They're fumbling in the dark and they're making fools of themselves. That's pretty much my speech.
Religion?
Well, I know who SKC is. He's pretty religious.
No, I'm saying when you choose science over religion.
Yes.
I kind of think that's where humans fuck up, because that's like, to me,
You
that's
could very well be right. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you, but you choose your poison. You can go religion or you can go science, and I choose science.
I believe they've been cloning and they will continue to clone. I remember they did that thing with Dolly some years ago.
Yeah.
They've cloned.
Well, essentially, they've done it. There's a process, some in vitro process, which is like cloning. I also, well, go ahead. I cut you off. My bad.
I know that they just got through recently talking about bringing the dire wolf back. When they keep bringing
Yes.
it back, what is the fuckers the final analysis when you keep fucking around and what you gonna do next? Fucking Jurassic Park, bring back a dinosaur.
Well, did you read the story that this big dam that they built in China literally affected the Earth's wobble because it collects so much water? I'm sorry, it affects the Earth's rotation. It wobbles. By I don't even know how they measured it, but we alter nature all the time. We've been doing it since we were in caves. So I'm not someone who will bash someone who believes in religion. I think religion has done a lot of good things, throughout the eons. But it comes down to which do you choose? And, people actually oftentimes split the middle. You'll hear about physicists who are devout Christians, etc. To me, religion is a personal thing. I'm not one to get up on a panel and go back and forth like these guys do. They just like to talk.
I believe it's personal also, but I think that it's kind of like how if you believe in the idea of Babel, how Babel happened. I think it's like thinking your finger at God. Playing games and what's the final outcome of that, and all this shit that you're doing. What is the purpose of bringing a dire wolf back? What is
I don't know.
Dinosaur back.
I mean, there may be a purpose. I don't know if there is or isn't.
Right. So that's what I'm saying to the scientists that do these things. What the fuck is the purpose? They're extinct. I believe they are extinct for a reason. So what is your reason for bringing it back?
Well, I mean, if they're extinct because man took over their habitat, then you know what the cause is, and you probably understand why they want to bring them back. And I would bet if you read the papers, because I read a story, I didn't, there's papers and probably all kinds of information. You could probably figure out what their reasoning was if you go and investigate it.
So you, as an individual, do you think we need the dire wolf back?
Why not?
What about Nephilim?
And it's not exactly the dire wolf. They had to cross it with something else.
Yeah. I understand that. But what about bringing the Nephilim back, a fucking giant?
I don't even know what that is.
Well, the Nephilim is supposed to be the angels slept with the humans and they create these giant people.
Well, you know what? If you can find the genetics for it.
Yeah, I think man is fucking up. They doing too much. They got a god.
Well, I'm not one that would dispute that point. There is going too far.
Yeah. Big Bang again. Knock us back into the primitive age.
The scientific method does.
Man, we get into some deep, what's the name, metaphysics stuff. I like this shit. Go ahead.
I don't know.
You don't get these conversations outside. I mean, when you're on the Chitlin circuit, bro, nobody on the Chitlin circuit talks like this. And not only that, now that
can you stop this one more time?
We're talking about.
Okay, these guys are acting like, they are, I don't know whether they're trying to imitate like, these Jordan Peterson things where all these pseudoscientists get around and talk about nothing in particular. This is not a high level conversation.
Well, they want it to sound like a high level conversation,
right? And it may be for them and their audience.
This is the reason why you should support us and don't fuck around with Stanley, because Stanley ain't talking about shit. He's a fucking moron. He just believes in his own thing. The hood conservative with the lisp and whoever the other goofy motherfuckers over there. We're talking about this is special shit. This is the real shit. I always laugh at people that talk like that. We're the only. This is the only place you can come to get this kind of information.
Well, going from Darwin to love, it's very Jordan Peterson like. If you've ever listened to Jordan Peterson say debate Sam, what's his name? I can't think of his last name. It's very reminiscent of some of these. If you remember the what was it, the intellectual dark web? That's what it sounds like. And none of these people in the intellectual dark web, for instance, the Weinstein brothers, Jordan Peterson, Sam Harris is the guy I'm thinking of, and some others. They're experts in their field. And when they go into, when they try and go interdisciplinary, they fall flat. The problem with a lot of public intellectuals is they think the title public intellectual gives them credence. If you're a psychologist, why are you talking about DNA? Unless you have, some sort of, study. And I'm not saying you have to have a degree in it, but, you're not an expert necessarily. Why talk about something without prefacing it? Hey, I'm no expert, but this is what I think. I can live with that. But just not prefacing, people will start thinking, well, ooh, this sounds good. This must be the actual answer. And dude, I haven't been in college in almost 40 years, but I've had cell biology, I've had genetics, I've had biochemistry, and nothing that they're saying, it's all like kindergarten talk.
Well, they want to feel like they are the experts. They're
entitled.
The reason why you send us money is because we have the answers. We have the solutions. This is
they did say talk. They didn't say answers, to be fair. You'll never hear talk like this. They didn't profess to have answers.
Herm Lewis. I mean, hey, it is what it is. What can you do about it but look at it and take it seriously or laugh? Because I don't think a lot of people will look any deeper. A lot of people are willing to just accept anything. I'm more skeptical of most things. The more you tell me you have solutions, the more skeptical I am of you. You can't be the end all be all. But they all want to suggest that they are the end all be all.
Well, I honestly think I'm willing to hear someone out if they go, I'm not an expert, but based on what I know, this is what I think. I can live with that.
Say I'm not an expert, like you just heard.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They should.
They should, but they don't.
Right. And I know I'm being persnickety and kind of fussy about it, but look, people will insinuate, and I'm not casting stones here, but people will say, well, Stanley, you don't care about community. Well, actually, I do. I do have a problem with a bunch of young black men getting up on a panel and sounding just incompetent.
They just babbling.
I have a problem with that.
They just babbling and saying shit. I don't know how many people say, Nightish, I like your work. I really want to work with you. I'm going to put you on some kind of blah, blah, blah. We need to sign a contract. Where the fuck is the work at? What all this shit? Why are you talking to me? Stop talking to me. Because that's all you're really doing at the end of the day is just talking. You're not doing shit. We scientifically and metaphysically and psychologically and okay, you know how to say big words, but where the fuck is the money? Where's the contract? Let's get to some contracts. So I it's hard for me to listen to most of these motherfuckers because I look at a lot of these people like, oh man, it's just like we listening right now to fucking Hood Servative. I listen to him and I'll be like, dude, you sound like you got a lot of solutions when you don't have one. You don't have one solution. You just like having the arguments. And even earlier today, they said, well, you simping. No, what I'm saying is that it's a bunch of men up here and we're saying what we're saying, then a woman comes up here and tells us about her personal situation, and y'all all dogpile her. Why can't y'all have a conversation?
Well, the problem is I talk about taking anecdotes and pretending that they're universals, like your particular, what happened in your particular life, using it as an example or template that, everybody goes through this. Well, my husband did this, so men are like this. There's a problem with that sort of argument. Not
Yeah,
every
it's
person
not
is
about men, it's about your husband. Your husband.
correct. Correct.
Right. So that's the thing. She's saying that she's willing to follow some leadership. They hear her say that, and then they go into a whole thing about, okay, my leadership will be like how I'm going to fuck over you. You have to accept it. They don't say no positive shit. They no. It's not like I said, listen, dude. I know for a fact that niggas choose their car over their woman. Their car still get them tires armor out every 2 weeks. They're gonna take it to a detail shop. They're gonna do X, Y, and Z. They look at their car in a certain kind of fucking point. Nightish, how is it that you got a whole woman at home that you completely ignore? She said she wanted her, she got a little heavy after she had a baby, and she wanted her man to go to the gym with her. And they're like, no, I go work out with my guys. No, I understand. Nobody's telling you stop working out with your guys, but why can't you acknowledge that she needs you to support her in the gym a couple of days? No. I'm the leader. And I'm like, how is this a leadership fucking conversation versus your woman needs something from you? Can you provide that thing that she needs? They made it something way more complex. And all these bitches want control and they want to change you. And I didn't say none of that shit. I don't know how they jumped to that. And then all of a sudden, Ruthless said, oh, I'm blocked. I can't get back. Nobody blocked you, Ruthless.
Let me ask you a question. Speaking of leaders, while you were talking, I was thinking of one or two times, I think one of the things that if you are so into leadership is you always want your wife to look at you as a leader and you like lead by example. You know, I just think that a leader, I don't know, I just kind of look at it from, my military leadership experience. For instance, if your men are in a chow line, the senior man eats last. You literally line up from most junior to most senior, and that's how you run people through that chow line. Usually if you're on a ship or in port, you're not going to run out of food. But if you're out in the field, behind enemy lines or something like that, there's the possibility that you might run out of food. You want the junior to the senior. It's just how it's done. And, what if that, a platoon leader or company commander, just decides, you know what, I need to get it. I need to hop in line because I got something to do. Dude, nobody's going to respect him after that. Leadership is a funny thing. And I fear that a lot of the people that I hear on these panels describing what leadership is or saying I'm a leader, have you ever been tested? I know what leadership is because I've had to do it. I somehow or another don't get a warm and fuzzy feeling that a lot of people talking about leadership on these panels understand what leadership is. Leadership is a lot of self-sacrifice.
These motherfuckers is crazy. They're not fucking leaders. They're just insane. I'm looking on fucking IG right now. I'm looking at E Black take a picture of himself in a fucking bathroom. And what the fuck is this? Women do this. Why are you fucking taking a picture of yourself in a fucking bathroom?
It's a leadership shot.
Oh my goodness. This shit is insane. It's insane. Here go another picture. Fucking Dapper Dan dressed in purple with a bunch of ruffly shit on. What the fuck is happening with men in 2025? How old is Dapper Dan? 70, 80? Oh man,
I don't know. I know the name. I can't picture him though. Is he a
Dapper Dan
porn
is the one
star?
who created all this damn fashion for the fucking rappers in the 80s and 90s. And he used to take like Louis Vuitton and Fendi and Gucci and all this shit and over exaggerate it. So then eventually, I believe it was Louis Vuitton. One of these people hired him now in current time, but he just looks insane when I see him. He's in the middle of the street yelling he's from Brooklyn or somewhere. He made clothes for fucking Mike Tyson and a lot of these rappers, Run DMC, all these different people. But when I see him, I just be wondering, is he okay? A lot of these people, I wonder, are they okay? What is the fucking point that we making? I was talking to somebody the other day about what is this shit where people are taking corpses and putting them in clubs and standing them up like they still alive and throwing money around and having women twerk on them. And what are we doing in 2025?
Well, a while ago I saw a funeral like that where they had the corpse like sitting in a chair or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was actually a funeral. It was in a club, I think.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, this shit is crazy. Yeah. What can we do about it though?
Well, see, I don't know that you can really blame that on social media. Whoever came up with the idea originally, I wish I knew who that was.
Yeah, Rufus, you keep saying you're blocked. Change the account that you're on to another account and then just come up here. I know you have more than one account. We all do. I don't know how you got blocked though. I don't even block James Kills. I don't even block Fighter Complex. And that motherfucker says something about my deceased wife. I don't block anyone. Let me see. So nobody blocked you. I don't know how that happened. But just change the account and come up. We finna be here for a second anyway. We're gonna move on from Hood Conservative over to fucking Angry Man. Let me see.
I talked to him once on the CT show, maybe a couple times. Of course, he and I got into it.
Let me see. We going from that to Mr. Angry Man. Here we go.
That he exaggerated in Roots. That is a factual statement. But what y'all heard was just Pearlie said that slavery was exaggerated. That's what y'all did. And every chance you get, you try to come at me about Pearlie. You feel me? You try to come at me about Pearlie telling flat out lies. Okay? Flat out lies. She never said that slavery was exaggerated. She said that the movie Roots was exaggerated because that's what Alex Haley, the person that created Roots, the brother that created Roots, said. It was a factual statement. But y'all were triggered because at the time she was having the conversation with Nick Fuentes. Okay? What you did is you made up in your head what she was saying instead of using listening skills and hearing what she actually said, just like right now. Because you know what Jazz is doing right now in her head? She's associating criminal with black men. That's what she's doing right now. I haven't even watched this whole thing, and I know that's what she's doing. Anytime a white person starts talking, Black people that are easily triggered, they listen to everything the white person says through the spectrum of race. So everything that they say, they're going
Through the spectrum?
And if you notice, when Pearl was talking about Ted Bundy, in that moment, you could say that she was talking about white people because it was white women that was trying to get with Ted Bundy. But some kind of way, Jazz is going to make this about black people.
More likely to reproduce than men that haven't. So I didn't make this world, you know.
And the reason why Jazz is gonna get upset is because she know a whole lot of black women that like criminals. This is why she got upset. This is why she got triggered. Because look, matter of fact, I'm gonna rewind it back just so we can prove Pearlie didn't say nothing about race.
Hardwired to, did you say we're biologically hardwired to want chaotic, criminal?
Well, dominant. Yeah, dominant. Because, you know, you got to think of like Ted Bundy. You know, he had women. Yeah, he had women writing him love letters. He impregnated a woman.
He said women are hardwired to like dominant men, dangerous men, which oftentimes end up being criminals. Jazz got upset. I'm telling you, most of the time when niggas get upset about stuff like this, it's because they know it's true. And they know it's being shown or revealing itself more in our community. This is why she's triggered, right? But if you notice, Pearl is trying to stay kind of away from race in the first part of this because she's literally trying. She went to Ted Bundy. Now, Ted Bundy, yeah, women was loving Ted Bundy and all of that stuff. It was white women. So technically, in that moment, she's talking about white men and white women in that moment, right? Watch this.
Men.
That's
He
a bit of a
impregnated a
stretch.
woman while he was in prison for murdering women. This is a real Luigi Mangione.
I don't think that's a woman thing. I think that's a thing that certain women do.
Well, you are correct.
There's no.
Hold on, Jazz, let her land, and you respond. You going to get the mic? Let her land.
Not every woman does that. There's different levels of dominance. However, we are still attracted to dominant men, and that does come in the form of if a man can kill someone else, we know he can protect us biologically. So that just is what it is.
So
that was a clear logical statement. Look at her. She can't even process this shit. Look at her. She can't even process that shit. Being able to take someone's life is a dominant act, even if it's a negative one. And women do like dudes that can do that because they feel like that man can protect them. That's a fact. But look at her. Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her. Look at her. The most educated group in America. I got the gun line, boss. The most educated group. You feel me?
Fine. You equate dominance with, you find a man that can dominate and harm a woman attractive?
That's one way that men describe it, or that's one way that men do it, and women do select those men. So I try not to apply morality to this, good or bad, it doesn't matter, because women do pick criminals. Criminals are men that have committed a violent crime are actually more likely. They are more likely to reproduce than men that haven't. So I didn't make this world. You know, I didn't make women write love letters.
Has that been your experience? Like, are you attracted to criminals?
Well, to be fair, I don't know many criminals.
Now let's pause right there. So Pearlie is talking statistics. She's talking what actually
she's not.
is. And then Jazz goes personal. She goes personal. Is that your experience? Do you like criminals? Because she's offended. But the question is, why is she offended? In this moment, why is she offended? Why is she offended other than the fact that Pearly is white? And look, I hate to have to say it, but it's the truth. Why is she so offended right now? And see, this is what people don't understand about human beings.
And my thing is, I wouldn't defend that white bitch. Whatever the fuck she think is whatever the fuck she think. If they offended by her, fuck her. If y'all have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you did not hit the like button, please hit the like button. If you're in the comment section, I appreciate the engagement. You can support the channel by Cash App or PayPal, but definitely subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and if you could, please support the channel. I mess with Angry Man, but I don't know why he's defending this white bitch. Who gives a fuck?
Well, he doesn't like black women, right?
I don't know. Does he not like them?
I don't know. I just think of that whole set of folks kind of in his orbit, kind of like John Galt, and I know that's a verboten or at least not kosher, but there are a lot of people who will defend white people. Like if you criticize white people, and I know because I do it a lot, and people,
you defend
black people, there's some. No. I speak bluntly about white people a lot, and people will defend white people. And let me give you a good example. Yesterday, we were talking about the system. Cultural systems, political systems. And this happened to be Ryan, who you've talked to before. He's white, but I'm using the word system, and he inserts white into it. So, gee, thank you. Since you've inserted white, let's just run with it. He heard, I guess he assumed I was making some critique of white people in general, and I really wasn't, though I guess you could take it that way. But when I mean white people, I say white people. I tend to try to be precise. So what I'm saying is Angry Man defending Pearl, he's not the first Black Manosphere person to defend Pearl.
Yeah, I think that Pearly Things is a force by herself, and whatever she says in that moment, that's whatever the fuck she said in that moment. I would never be on no fucking thing trying to defend whatever it is she's saying. I think that what you got was two rams bucking horns, and let them buck their fucking horns. Who the fuck defends Pearl? I think that's what we're looking at right now. So are you asking us? It sounds like Angry Man is defending her right now. That's what it sounds like to me.
What
so we got to
listen
to
about
the whole
human
thing.
beings is what attracts us to the opposite sex is primal. It has absolutely nothing to do with modern day mentality, none of that crap. So if you have a freaking a degree in gender studies and in all this other crap, and you're like, oh well, a woman should want a man that's not violent. Guess what? Women are not attracted to men that do not have the capacity for violence. That's just a reality. That's just a reality. And if you think it's not a reality, you're crazy. If your wife or your girlfriend watched you, just like, let's say you were out in the street, and let's say some dude ran up and tried to attack your girl, and Instead of you trying to defend your girl, you run and take cover and hide. And dude just mollywops and beats the crap out of your woman. That woman's leaving you, bro, if she survives it. That woman's leaving you. And any other woman that know you did that is not going to find you attractive in the least. They're going to be like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. We not doing this. You feel me? So, you know, the fact that Jazz is sitting here in her fictitious fantasy world, you feel what I'm saying? You think that women are attracted to men that can be violent to women? Yeah. Yo, at the end of the day, here's my question. How many times have you ever seen an abusive man that didn't have a girlfriend? How many times have you ever seen a married man how many times have you seen a man that was abusive and he didn't have a wife or a girlfriend?
What's going on? I'm positive Imperius has the least amount of pussy you can get, and he's always talking some violent shit. Imperius, I'm positive you're not a ladies' man. Cellulite Podcast. He's pointing out why she felt some type of way on the show. How the fuck is that defending her? You're a little too upset early in the morning. Cellulite. It sounds like he's defending her to me. But we could talk about it anytime. Shout out to Angry Man. Me when I review shows, I listen to the talking points. I talk about the talking points, and I don't really pick a side. But in this scenario right here, where Jazz is upset for some fucking reason that I don't really understand, and she's saying she made it personal and said, "Well, does she like violent men?" Yeah, typically women I know like violent men. They don't like no fucking cowards. Deacon Dave say he agrees with Cellulite. Who gives a fuck? Deacon Dave. Let Deacon Dave rest in his motherfucking pronouns. Is it anybody out there with the rest? Stanley, time that motherfucker out for telling me he agrees with Cellulite.
No, I can't do it. He's my bud. He's my buddy.
Okay, well,
I can't do it.
I got it. If fucking
Stanley, I gotta let him cook.
I'll time your motherfucking ass out. We'll see you in a minute. See you when you get back. Rest in your pronouns. The fuck? Mother just arguing.
No, Deacon Dave likes to play devil's advocate.
Okay. Well, devil sit in hell for a minute.
When have you ever seen that, bro? Part of the reason you know he's abusive is because he has a wife or a girlfriend. Like, what are we talking about? Sweet Jesus. This is, bro.
And to be honest, even though I love Cell, that's my nigga, but yeah, they can't agree with you when I'm disagreeing with you. So let me let you rest in your pronouns for 5 minutes too. I'm on one today. Fuck it. I'm saying that he's shame blaming and explaining for this white bitch.
Crazy.
Oh, it's good. So that hasn't been my experience personally.
What about the people in your environment?
I mean, I've interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them did, procreate and date men with felonies. That's not uncommon. So,
okay,
especially in the Black community, if we're going to be honest, that's
now she brought up the Black community. Now she brought up the Black community, and now this is what she was waiting for. This is what she was waiting for. Look at the turn up. The chin went up.
Can you pause it right there, please?
Which, by the way, is a very masculine thing to do.
Now, this is going to be controversial.
Wait, give me a second. I got to time somebody out for using the term butt hurt. I don't like that term butt hurt. It seems gay to me. Let me let you rest in your pronouns for a minute too, you fuck. You don't know where the fuck you at, evidently. I see you in a minute. OG Sigma. Go ahead, Stanley.
Now, I was about to say, and this is a hot take. I'm not sure that actual, and I want to say legacy Black people, and I use it instead of FBA, and all that sort of stuff.
Is Angry Man a legacy Black?
I don't know. But what I mean by legacy is that, Black people who have deep roots in American history.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm not sure that legacy Black people actually understand what community is. When they say Black community, to me, it sounds like they're describing a monolith. So if Black people who are part of the proverbial community don't necessarily understand the nature of it, why would I expect Pearly Things? Pearly Things was born to a rich family. She knows nothing about the Black community.
Like Chris Penn, Sean Penn, big brother.
She what? That's her what? Father?
No, she's not feminine looking at all. She looked like some mutation of a fucking bitch. Respectfully. Who is that? Almond Eyes. Almond Eyes. Look, I looked at Fatty as my brother, and that motherfucker called me a liar, a piece of shit, and all kind of stuff. So I'm not reviewing nothing that's on fucking Fatty. I don't even look at his channel no more. Respectfully. We had a small little skirmish. I spent hundreds of dollars on his channel fighting with fucking E Black and Nephew. And then we was at what's her Princess Cammy channel, and he told me to book a session. And I was like, oh, it broke my fucking heart. I'm like, I gotta book a session. Then he followed that up with Nightish is a liar and he's a piece of shit. And I'm like, oh, I can't listen to that fucking accent. And I don't even look at that shit no more. But I do see that this is a Fatty panel because I see him in the bottom half of this fucking show, and Jazz do be over there on his channel. But no, I'm not going to go to the original content to see whatever the fuck was going on with Fatty and Tyranny and CJ. And I see that's them though. But yeah, I'm just going to look at Angry Man review Fatty. And I'm going to wonder why he give a fuck about whatever the fuck they said about this white woman. Shout out to fucking Pearly Things. I'm surprised the bitch still around. Mr. Center of the World. Nightish, I use that term for that very reason. I don't know what that means. Almond Eye. Since I watched both, I can say that Angry Man was telling the truth. Shout out to you, Almond Eyes. But hurt. Yeah. I don't like that motherfucking term. It seems gay to me.
That's very masculine. The moment she said, especially the Black community, and Shorty chin went up like this, that's a very masculine thing to do. Why is it masculine?
These motherfuckers are
as
crazy.
far as your body language, dudes that are tough, they do like this. They expose their throat to let you know that they're not worried about you doing this. That's what alphas do. They expose their vital organs.
What?
Yeah, this motherfucker is disturbed.
I'm not finna show my throat for a motherfucker to punch me in the throat and I can't breathe. I'm gonna tuck my motherfucking chin because I'm thinking we in a fight. That's alpha to expose your throat.
You're gonna get in a posture like a defensive crouch, or you're gonna lower your center of gravity. You're not gonna put your face up.
I'm not finna put my motherfucking throat up so somebody can punch me and cut my oxygen off. BATL, subscribe to the channel, baby girl. But let's listen to Angry Man because that's my brother. That is my brother right there.
They expose their throat, their vital organs, everything to show you they're not afraid of you. Her lifting her chin up like that, that was a very masculine thing to do. I'm sorry, it just is. It just is.
Men that have it. So I didn't make this world. You know, I didn't make women write love letters to Ted Bundy.
Has that been your experience? Like, are you attracted to criminals?
Well, to be fair, I don't know many criminals. So that hasn't been my experience personally.
What about the people in your environment?
I mean, I've interviewed 1,000 people. A good chunk of them did, you know, procreate.
Oh, and if it wasn't bad enough, look who they got up here now. Look who they got up here now. If it wasn't bad enough. If it wasn't bad enough, look who they got up here now. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Somebody come look at this. Just look.
8 men with felonies. That's not uncommon. So
Okay,
especially in the black community, if we're going to be honest, that's
well, yeah. Well,
I was going to say, so I don't know why you're.
By the way, I sent Ali the link. He hasn't popped up in the back yet, so.
Pretending to not know what I'm talking about. You can
I don't think you know what you're talking
gaslight
about.
these simps, but you can't gaslight me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you know anything about the black community, but I will say about the white community, it's a lot of white women.
Let's pause right there. She said, I don't know about that. I don't think you know anything about the black community. Then immediately proceeds to tell her about the white community.
Can you pause that? I actually have some experience with that kind of comment.
Thank you, BATL, for subscribing to the channel.
I basically see Jess's point. Is that her name? Or Jazz's point?
Jazz.
Yeah. Black people know more about the white community than the white community knows about the black community. And you know what? There's no data to support that, but you can read American history and kind of, understand that. I went from 7th to, whenever, pretty much to all white schools. So I know more about white people in the white community and how white people think, at least more than most white people know about, the black community. So I don't see a problem with that statement. It's not like there's a 50-50 distribution of knowledge.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry. I guess I should say I landed my plane, but no, that's it. It is totally plausible that Jazz knows more about the white community, and there are communities, but if we're gonna do the monolith thing,
I think that there's equal interest amongst both parties. I believe,
and I would disagree with that.
They really want to know about what the fuck black people are doing, and black people really want to know what the fuck they doing, and
I don't think it's 50-50.
I was on a panel with a guy who's a Sikh, and he flashed out on me. He's like, yeah, you motherfuckers want to kick us all out of here because you just wanted to be about white people and black people. I'm like, where the fuck did you get?
He wanted to be in the mix.
Yeah, and, I would think
that's if you're going to be in America, choose a side.
Yeah, so I would think that's more of a white people's perspective. So white people are, they can't. Where they gonna send us to when they brought us here this way? You can't kick us up out of here. So I think it's more of that than we're saying. Oh, the only two people that can be in America is white people and black people. I don't think black people are saying that.
No, not actually. Now this is just my experience, and I have a specific person in mind who happens to be white on YouTube, but. Black people will be here, but the desire would be, black people need to know their place. They are in second place in America. Blacks and whites, you know, we've got a deep history in America. Most white people understand that black people are going to be here, you know, the legacy black Americans.
Is second place
so-
bad?
Oh, well, second place is unnecessary. You know, may the best man win. You know, blacks have been here long enough that, you know, we will be in whatever place we land up in a fair fight.
And I think in perception on the outside looking in, there have been a lot of black men who've achieved great things, and even white men have to say that those men are stellar. And
Oh yeah,
they outshine some white men. So I think it's a man by man basis based on different circumstances and parameters.
right. And you also have to add class into it. You know, the example I made to that very same person talking about second place. You know, if you're in a neighborhood where there are billionaires living there, and most times, you know, they won't live in neighborhoods, but you know, let's just use the hypothetical. My experience is, you know, if you are on a ship, let's just use the Navy, you're on a ship, this dude's the same rank that I am, black dude, you know, whatever rank, he's my rank. We know that, you know, we both went through the same training. I'm here, you're here. So, you know, in some way, we are equal in our ability. So there are places in American culture where achievement counts more than skin color.
Okay. Yeah. I said when I was younger, I saw white flight, then I saw black flight. The bigger picture of that, because I say it in passing, is that when all those people were in the community, the fact that they were there, the conversations that they had with young people, their contribution financially, their contribution socially, the conversation itself empowered people. A lot of time when you lose old people, they say you lose a library because of the level of knowledge that that individual may have. So the fact that someone would come down the street and see me sitting on my grandmother's stoop and sit down with me and tell me all these different fascinating things because they are a teacher or a lawyer or a doctor or whatever else, it gives you the idea that all those things are possible. When you get all those people up out of the community, and then you have these people that's Debbie Downers is what I call them, that has a lot of negative things, that kind of can take you away from all the possibilities. So I think having anybody around you that has positive energy, that's excelling in life and has information can be empowering. So I don't really like to bring a lot of doom and gloom, negativity, and all that other stuff. So the other day when Reese was up here talking about fucking aliens and spirits and ghosts and fucking all that. I'm like, nigga, why are you focused on that? Do you understand the things that you say can bring things into existence? You got to bring some positivity into existence. How about being thankful that you woke up today? If all that shit that you're saying is going to happen, you have no control over. Talk about the things you do have control over. And that could be a positive thing, and that could reach somebody else, and that can empower them and inspire them to make today mean something. Because yeah, tomorrow is not promised.
Well, you know, I wonder, to me, that's wonderful advice. You know, I think that a lot of the younger folks, and I'm going to sound old here, but I think sometimes they don't appreciate, you know, that's good advice. It's a level set. So, and you're old too, by the way.
Not that old. I'm not as old as your old ass. Shout out to the shout outs. We'll catch up though. Let's see.
So she don't know nothing about the black community because she's obviously white. but you know everything about the white community, even though you're obviously black.
I've been doing it for a long time.
Women that find, men who kill other women attractive. Those are the women that were
procreate and date men with felonies. That's not uncommon. So
okay,
especially in the black community, if we're going to be honest, that's
well, yeah. Well,
I don't know why you're pretending to not know what I'm talking about. You can
I don't think you know what you're talking
gaslight
about.
these tips, but you can't gaslight me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you know anything about the black community, but I will say about the white community, it's a lot of white women that find, men who kill other women attractive. Those are the women that were
true, but I won't gaslight you about it.
And look, and Pearlie agreed. She agreed. She said, "Oh, there's a lot of white men. There's a lot of white women in the white community that find those white men that are criminals attractive." And Pearlie said, "Yeah, I'm not going to gaslight you about that." See, I'm going to tell y'all something for real. For real. I'm going to tell you.
Let me see. Let me respond to this thing in the chat. Mr. Center of the World. Mr. Center of the World said, y'all refuse to speak positively about the pro-black community. I don't know who y'all are. I always don't like y'all or we. If you are pro-black, if you love yourself as a black man, if you're an FBA or an ADOS or a Pan-Africanist or all that other shit, I don't have nothing negative to say about that.
Well, I think the most pro-black thing you can do is know your history. What could be more pro-black than that?
You can do is know your history, and you don't have to go that far back when it comes to history. I show my children Sammy Davis, the Fabulous Nicholas Brothers. I showed them Sammy, let me see, Gregory Himes, Savion Glover, a bunch of these old ass films with fucking Billie Holiday and Ellis Fitzgerald, and because there was a time where we really focused on, black excellence. So they know about Ruby Dee and Ozzie Davis and, all the Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier. I showed them all these people, showed them, them having conversations, them talking about black excellence. My wife was into fucking what's the ballet person name?
Is it Missy? What's her name? Misty Copeland?
No. Oh fuck. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. Damn, it's on the tip of my fucking tongue. What is the name?
Yeah, you're old.
It's a black man, and when he passed away, a black woman took over it.
Alvin Ailey?
Alvin Ailey, yeah. Alvin Ailey, all these people, we took them to the Black Repertory Theater. We blacked them to death, and they didn't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Well, the thing is they will when they're older.
We really try to hit them with all of the black stuff. And even when I used to watch the fucking Cosby Show, I wanted to let them understand, who Ray Charles was. On the Cosby Show, in the nighttime is the right time to be with the one you love. Yeah, the whole shit. So my sons know Sam Cooke and Bobby Blue Bland and all of this shit, right? But they really don't care about it. But every now and then I will walk past my kids' room and listen to them playing fucking, the Temptations or the OJs or Dennis Edwards, or, you know what I'm saying? So they still mess with it, but a lot of emotion got involved in the house because they love their mama and their mom had a perspective. My thing with any people, you men out here that's in relationships and have children and whatever else, leave an imprint, because we all got to go at some point. And if they disagree or whatever else, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But make sure you try to get some shit across to them. My kids try to act like they was upset with me, when their moms passed away. And I found that shit offensive, but I let them own their own, perspective of whatever the fuck it is they felt. Because, it's all emotional at the end of the day. But let's see. My thing is just stick to what it is that you're saying. Stand on that shit. Don't be wishy-washy, sometimey, fake.
Can I say one quick thing? Someone said say something positive about blacks. Sometimes not saying anything negative is positive. So
I'll say this about black people. They still around.
yes. That's about the most positive thing you can say. We have survived some shit. And when I think when I said black people know white people better sometimes than they know themselves, that's definitely a compliment. We know how to survive because we understand.
Absorb that though. Think about that. Through all this, the hangings, all this, we still around. There go my oldest son and my youngest son in January. The oldest one is in the Air Force. The youngest one was in the Marines. The youngest one got the fuck up out of the Marines though. He said, "I'm cool."
Yeah, hey, I was in the Navy 5 years, five and a half years.
I think he was in there 4 years.
Hey, if you got that DD-214, you're golden.
My oldest one is still in the Air Force.
I have my father's brother. My father was in the Air Force. His brother, I think he did 30 years. So it's a good place to be.
Yeah, so I think this is like year 6 for him.
Well, 6 years, he'll be a lifer.
Yeah, man.
You're in 6, you might as well stay.
I
only got what?
Whoever that was in the comments that said, could we say anything positive about black people? I'm one. Let that marinate for a minute. And when it comes to my children, I'm gonna love them till my heart stop beating. I'm a supporter of them, even though I ain't heard from them since January.
Something. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. Most of y'all black folk on YouTube, you are ill-equipped to go back and forth with somebody like a Jess Pearl. And there's only one reason why you have so much difficulty going back and forth with her, because facts don't care about your feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings. The only way that you can really go back and forth with a Jess Pearly is you have to be able to own the facts. So if she hits you with the, X amount of percentage of black people do X, Y, Z, you're like, okay, well, let's go look that up. Let's go verify that real quick. And if we find that that's true, yeah, okay, yeah, you got that one. We need to fix that. Then what you do is you ask her a very simple question. Do you think there's anything that the white community has done historically that has that has actually caused that, you throw the ball right back in her court and see what she says then. You know? Shout out to Andre. Andre said was a setup. Ali tried to get Danica Saturday to be on. Shout out to Kendra, said paying tuition. Andre said they never invited Pearl out of good faith, shaking my effing head. And shout out to Found Link, said peace to you, AM. Shout out to Quentin. He said thanks for the stream, AM. Shout out to Dog Power and shout out to DBS. Appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all hitting the Cash App supporting the show. Make sure y'all hitting the super chat, all of that good stuff. Let's pull this back up because I want to hear some more of this. I want to see Jazz crash out.
I'll gaslight you. I would say that's true. That's true. There are white women that do that.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna say it again. Hold on, real quick.
I can't hear you while I'm talking. I don't even know why she even brought up the black community.
You can't say that until she lands. Like I want you to like. Right now, we got strong personalities on the panel.
And let me say this. I love Dorothy Dandridge. I always ask women who have pictures of Marilyn Monroe in their house, black women that have pictures of Marilyn Monroe in their house, and try to emulate Marilyn Monroe. Why don't they have pictures of Dorothy Dandridge and emulate Dorothy Dandridge? To me, that's what I put up against Marilyn Monroe, Dorothy Dandridge. Marilyn Monroe was a whore, a drug addict whore. Dorothy Dandridge was probably a whore too. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather have a black whore than a white whore. So yeah, I always put up Dorothy Dandridge in when it comes to this whole Marilyn Monroe fascination. I don't get the fascination with Marilyn Monroe. But not just Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge, Lola Falana.
Oh, Lola Falana. I put her up against Marilyn Monroe any day.
Yes. It's a bunch of beautiful black women that just and I don't know
Chaka Khan.
Chaka Khan, Pam Grier. It's so many fucking black women. Donna Summer.
Oh, yeah, that was my 1977 to 1979 crush. That was disco.
I mean, come on, y'all. We got to do better.
Please let the person finish and then respond. You can't say the person interrupted you, and while you talking over me while I'm talking, if you already interrupted the person, let her finish. You the first person that can respond to her, Jazz. You the first person. Just let her land.
I did let her land.
No, you didn't let her land, Jazz.
Okay.
It's fine. Let's start now.
Okay, well, you asked me why I brought it up, the black community, because you're black, so you would know. Because, like, I don't.
Oh my God. And see, instead of getting offended in that moment, that's the moment where you're supposed to be like, well, damn, you got a point there. You got a point there. Like, you can't get mad in moments like that. Because she's obviously trying to trigger y'all. Like, look at the look on her face, bro. She's obviously trying to trigger y'all. And look at her. She walking right into it. Look at her.
I swear Uncle Tom had that same laugh.
The same trick y'all made the King of the Manosphere. Remember that, Angry Man?
Yeah. Absolutely, I remember that. That's the reason why that's the reason why it's so funny to me. It's like, oh, now y'all don't like her? What happened?
The same reason you brought up the white community, because I'm white. I have eyes, you know.
if you're done, first of all, that's very disrespectful.
It's very
I didn't-
disrespectful.
This
No,
was
it's
a
not.
conversation about
Okay, first of all, these two, I'm gonna tell you something about black women like this. And it pisses me off. They don't even understand the concept of what disrespectful means.
And they're disrespectful all the time.
Exactly.
Truth is disrespectful.
Tyranny and Jazz, if you're watching this from the clouds, let's be crystal clear about something, okay? Disrespect doesn't mean someone said something you don't agree with. That's not what disrespect is. Someone saying that because this is the thing that I noticed, the things that black women think are disrespectful when it's said to them, they don't think it's disrespectful when they say it to other people. That's the crazy thing about it. Oh, that's very disrespectful. And then click off of the damn StreamYard and go cook some noodles or something. Go watch freaking TV.
Yeah, noodles are fire. I like ramen noodles, even though they say the shit is plastic. Let's see. Somebody has written another paragraph. Let's look at the paragraph. Well, let's look at BATL first because I like BATL. She come in with all the bullshit always. Black women, we got to stop getting on these panels. They try to make a mockery of, I'm sure she's gonna say us. BATL, I ain't seen you in a minute. Get your ass up here so I can make a mockery of you, so I can make sure what you're saying is the fucking truth. We got Mr. Censor of the World, Deacon Dave. Why do people who don't want to take responsibility speak so indirectly instead of addressing their actual issue? There are plenty freedom fighters and philanthropists who set stage, gave blueprints. Next time he's gonna have to send a cash app or something for me to read that shit. And BATL hates men, black men specifically. I'm sure she would be what they call a divester.
If you that offended, like for real.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
Hey, friends, we don't need ad libs. Jess can handle it. Let her handle it.
Go ahead.
So like I said,
again,
we
we're
were talking
offended. Next.
Go ahead, Jess. Let Jess finish, please. Let's go ahead, Jess.
I will. Yeah,
So like I said, we were speaking about relationships in general. Nobody said anything about black or white until you brought it up, and for what reason I don't know. It didn't add anything to the conversation. First of all, you're speaking on the nature of women and how we are all naturally attracted to men who are criminals, and then you made a point to say,
in particular, yeah.
Excuse me, no, that is not the case at all for black women. Now, if you're talking about people.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. And see, here's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is they don't want to acknowledge this because Pearlie's bringing it up. But every guy on this panel at some point has talked about how black women love Pookie.
Yep.
This is a regular talking point in the space. Why is it all of a sudden now it's offensive? All of a sudden now we want to look at it like, oh, that ain't what happened. Like, come on, man. And this is the reason why this is the reason why y'all these white folk be coming into your spaces and coming into your panels and they be owning you because you're doing things that make you look like a hypocrite. Now, if you really want to defeat their argument and point out that they're doing something that is either prejudice or racist, you can't do it from a disingenuous position.
The argument that Jessica make as well, that seemed to be something going on within their community too. There are a lot of white women that fall in love with white bad boys or the country redneck bad boy, if you want to
She
call
did
him
do that, and Pearly
Yeah, she
conceded.
Hey, Nightish,
yeah,
can
Yeah.
you
she
pause
did.
it
She
for
did
just a
that,
second?
and but see, the thing about it is, Pearlie's not going to disagree with that because
Yep.
Okay, it's funny that that's the only reason you might, you know, combat or confront a white person on a panel. What if they're just fucking wrong? Okay, it doesn't have to be racial. What if they are just wrong on the merits of their argument, or you have a problem? He wants to make it all racial. White people can be wrong on the merits of an argument. It doesn't have to be about race. So
I believe this conversation right here should have been with just Jazz and Pearly and
Yep.
let it just rock on. I don't think you need to defend Pearly or Jazz. Just let Pearly say whatever she's saying, let Jazz say whatever she's saying. When they
because
need
both of them are kind of
need
they're both content creators.
yeah, I don't know if Jazz has a channel or
I
whatever.
think she's on another show. I just learned who Jazz
Jazz
is.
is on she's on Lapeef, she's on Fatty channel, she's been on what's her name, Lucky Marie channel. So she's moving around through the space, but I don't know that she
Right.
has a channel of her own. But my thing is like, why couldn't it just be that Pearly said what she said, Jazz said what she said, and we can sit back and laugh at it? Because me, I don't really think nothing big happened right there between that conversation.
No, it you know what? You're right about that. It's much ado about nothing.
So I mean, shout out to BATL because and BATL, I appreciate you for showing your beautiful boobs in the layer. And your argument with Angry Black Woman Podcast. I think that was the name of her show. Thank you, BATL. We enjoyed that for a day or two. Yeah, I don't think none of this shit is all as big a deal as they try to make it seem like. This shit is just fucking, YouTube bullshit. Don't nobody know who the fuck Jazz is. Don't nobody know who the fuck I am. But in the YouTube street, Night is just somebody. No, I'm not. Respectfully. Yes.
Well, see, that's the other thing. Deacon Dave thinks you're somebody.
Hey, BATL, those fucking boobs are amazing. They're I don't know why, but shout out to BATL. Yeah, shout out to that insane black woman Jazz and all the bullshit. She been in so many beefs recently, but shout out to Jazz. She making herself be known. She's on a tour.
fact.
Okay.
Because Pearly doesn't want to get owned in on the internet. She doesn't want to get owned publicly that she wouldn't acknowledge in the fact. Because when they are debating and stuff, that kind of stuff matters. Like they don't want to, because they'll get clowned forever for pretending like they didn't know something was a fact, right? So she's not gonna deny that. The thing is, instead of Jazz being triggered and being in her emotions, she could have simply said, okay, well, you're right. That does happen. Could you please explain to me what's the reason there are so many criminals in the black community? Since you want to bring that up, what could have possibly caused that?
That's true. He could have wanted to. He could have wanted to that
now you can go down this. Now you can go down this avenue and have this discussion and see what she's going to say about that, right? But you can't do that if you in your damn feelings and you in your emotion.
That are in poverty, people that live in certain situations, and
60% of black men have been arrested by the.
Can you stop cutting her off?
Hey, one second. Hey, friend, one second. I got you.
She's cutting me off, Ali.
I got you, Jazz. You do that to ask. I got you.
Sorry.
You all right?
And that right there is where the issue came in right there. Why not just let them have the back and forth? She's over here begging to be rescued. You got tyranny down here to stop cutting her off. She's cutting her off. And she's got up here, Ali, can I? She immediately goes to Ali. It's like, bro.
Pearl got it there though. A lot of black men do be getting arrested by black women, so by the police that y'all call.
Yeah. Hold on a second. What's going on, Raw G?
Hey, I just came up here to apologize. See, so I've been chilling in my own lane. I don't got time for people like that. And I haven't been really giving nobody.
That's my sister, Raw G, a part of a beautiful power couple, Raw G and Cellulite podcast. Cellulite went into This Might Be Risky boxing match and lost against Mr. Fantastic. And he thinks that everybody's against him. But listen, the fact that you went there, Cellulite, I'm going to give you credit for even getting in the ring. You didn't win the fight, but you did. You have a moral victory. It's a bunch of bitch-ass pussy niggas that ain't going to never go to nowhere and fight shit, shoot shit or nothing else. They'll just be on the internet yelling and hollering and spitting on microphone covers. So shout out to Cellulite and shout out to my beautiful sister, Raw G. I love Raw G. Let's listen to what Raw G got to say.
That type of energy. And, you know, on your pedal, that's not where I want to be giving people that type of energy first. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, I appreciate it. You good, though. You good. I'm just going to edit it out. But the only reason I'm going to edit it out is because of the, you know, some of the expletives. The expletives.
Yes,
but,
yes. Did he match up and stack up?
Nah.
I didn't, because he don't got it. But listen. You know, when you doing your one-on-ones,
me
and you should do a one-on-one too.
Okay. No doubt. I'm definitely gonna do I'm gonna line it up, but I'm definitely gonna do one with Will and you know, talk about his channel growth and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing those on Sundays.
Okay.
You feel me? Doing the one-on-ones on Sunday so I can, you know, so I can spread the love. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But you know, it's always love and support. And you're absolutely right. There's no reason for everybody to be so triggered by Pearly. I actually find her to be quite comical sometimes.
Yeah, she funny sometimes, but the funniest thing that Angry Man ever did was come over to the lair on my channel one day, and we chopped it up. It was like, whatever. Angry Man, to me, I just don't get the hatred for him. They hate him so much, and maybe somebody can explain it to me one day. And right now they saying he cooning for Pearly things right here, but Angry Man will pop up on anybody panel. You could have fucking 15 subscribers. Angry Man then came to the lair a couple times. Angry Man then came over there. A bunch of people that came to my channel. Y'all got to get over it. These is just regular human beings. It's just on YouTube, and they figured out a way how to get all these subscribers. So shout out to Cellulite for his subscriber count. Shout out to Raw G for her subscriber count. Shout out to a fucking Angry Man for his subscriber count. But Angry Man is a regular nigga. I don't know why he's a Mexican. He's a white man. Y'all done said I'm a white man.
Doesn't he kind of look like Art?
Yes. Yes.
Well, Art's his real name.
Art's his real name? Yeah. And I didn't been over there at Gospel of Bob and cuss Art out. No, everybody can get this smoke. Nigga, I'll drop you and put you in a... Okay, before I go, let me say this. You have pterodactyl arms. Your arms are short, nigga. And you blush like a white man. I go over there and just say crazy shit to Art. Just for the fun of it.
That are salacious, sure, because that's her job as a content creator, to say salacious things to draw your attention in. Like, this could have been rebutted so easily Bonnie and Clyde. That's a couple. They wreak terror and havoc all over the country. Luke and Laura. Luke and Laura actually shaped the mindset for Black women.
Not General Hospital.
I mean, hell, look at movies like Low Down, Dirty Shame. What did Jada?
Yeah, Luke and Laura. But I would have said,
I'm impressed.
I would have said, because I was always in love with fucking Debbie Morgan. So that was Jesse.
Oh my God, dude, you are old.
Jesse.
That is awesome. I'm with my peoples.
Yeah, Angie and Jesse.
Let me tell you a little anecdote. My brother's 13 years younger than I am. So the summer that my brother was born in August, so my mother was a school teacher. So, you know, my sister and I spent the whole summer. It was the summer that Luke and Laura got famous and they were on the run and all this stuff. So we sat right on a couch, you know, watching General Hospital all damn summer long. And, you know, all of us were kind of into it. So it brings back some good memories, the Luke and Laura thing.
Yeah, that's the 80s.
70s. My brother was born in 79.
Yeah, what I remember about Luke and Laura, Luke had that curly blonde, whatever kind of ragdoll ass hair he had. I remember all that shit. My mother was into them.
It was a Jerry curl. It was some sort of perm.
Yeah. ABC soap operas, ABC, CBS, and NBC soap operas. But yeah, General Hospital and fucking
All My Children was either before.
Yeah,
it was before. All My Children was before General Hospital.
Yes, all of that shit. I remember that.
Smith saying that. Oh, you think we gonna be Luke and Laura? So, and who was that? That was also another white couple. Like, these conversations don't need to always go this way. People been having the same relationship conversations for 10 years. You haven't gotten to a point that you understand how to successfully walk into a relationship yet. Y'all still seeking for other people to save you, to explain to you what you need to do. It's very much childish.
Yeah, that's crazy. The fact that that's crazy. Like I ain't gonna front. I'm kind of tired of the relationship conversations. Like at least from that aspect, because we never get to. We always are in the space of the relationship conversation as far as people not being able to find the right person. We're never having the conversation of how people get along once they're in the damn relationship.
Well, look at that.
That's the thing. But Raw B, know I love her. That's my sister right there. Let's jump forward in this shit right here. Who is that right there? Oh, I thought that was fucking I thought that nigga right there was fucking Mr. Logic. That ain't Mr. Logic though. That's a Mr. Logic imitator.
It's like once kids start making money, which they are already off the internet before they even go to college, they're gonna be their own class. Like I've always noticed that if you ever play,
Shout out to DJ Kuda, Manosphere, whatever part he was involved in.
like any futuristic video game, like Fallout or something like that, where it's like where it's like a dystopia or something like that. Kids are like their own class. They're walking around like adults playing bills and all kinds of stuff.
I was on a panel with the lady Tyranny on a different channel, right? And she's like,
okay, that's
I'm like,
that's
these kids can bypass parental control easily.
Oh, what's his name? Vanta Black. Yeah, that guy's a
That's
a clown.
Black. I hate that pussy.
Yeah, he's a goddamn clown.
Yeah, I had to cuss his ass out yesterday. He's a he's a big four-headed Somalian. He's up there saying some goofy shit. I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about?
Well, you did him an honor by calling him the N-word. You know, that makes him feel American.
Nope. I'm the captain now.
You ought to call him a limey. Dude lives in
Yeah,
London.
we were doing. Shout out to Sister George. I was telling her that a long time ago. I said once you put any type of device in your child's hand with the internet on it, that child is an adult.
At that point.
And as soon as you put a tablet or whatever in their hand and it has access to the internet, they were adult. Because I remember in middle school and high school, we used to sneak and get on Black Planet, MySpace, and all the other stuff.
Yup. Exactly. Facts.
Yeah. We was coding shit.
Let me say this to all you beautiful weirdos that's here right now. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, like, all of this shit. I'm growing a new channel. I need this channel to be monetized. I got 160 people here. I'm trying to get to 500. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Let me see. I like this Toxic song for some reason. Let's listen to Toxic.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
It's toxic, baby.
Still want you.
Every time I say I'm done, I come right back. Got me scrolling through your page, heart under attack. You know that mouth cut deep, but that love cut deeper. You my poison and my healer, my dream and my reaper. I'm tired of the fights, but I can't let go. Cause when you touch me, girl, my pride moves slow. We crash, we burn, we still run it back too. Yeah, we toxic, but I'm fiending for you.
We toxic, girl.
We toxic, boy.
We toxic, boy.
But I'm fiending for you.
We ain't shit, we ain't shit.
I don't wanna talk to you,
but I can't stop calling you.
Even though it's bad, it's true.
We ain't shit, we ain't shit.
I'm still feeling for you.
You call me crazy, but you love that too. You got a hold on me, I can't undo. You leave, I block, then you spin that line. Next thing you know, I'm back reclined. We lie, we love, then we start to blame. And smoke and mirrors, but it feels the same. I hate your peace, you hate my truth. But boy, I'm still feeling.
Man, we ain't good for each other, but I can't quit.
You say you're done, but I know you don't mean it.
We toxic, we sick, but we lit.
We ain't shit.
Still, like I feel the sun in the morning,
like I see the moon at night.
We toxic, baby.
We toxic, baby.
But this feel right.
We ain't shit. We ain't shit. We ain't shit. We ain't shit.
I don't wanna talk to you,
but I still do love you.
But I still dream of you.
We broken, bruised, and true.
I don't wanna talk to you, but you already in my veins. We ain't shit.
We ain't shit. Feeding for you.
That's equal with John Galt. You got 2 hits there.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me read this last part. This last statement. The last statement says, bottom line. In fact, hold on. Let me just pull it up so y'all can see it, so you know I'm not capping, right? Because niggas be like, "Oh, angry man just trying."
Capoeira,
Yeah,
I'm a DJ, so I know all. I'm a DJ, so I know all of this stuff.
America ain't America.
You're a gamer and a comic.
So this is what it
We
says.
got Dutch
right?
apple pie. That ain't American made.
So this is what it says at the bottom line. Bottom line, the way you can say it on your show. Capoeira didn't create breakdancing, but it damn sure influenced it.
Yeah, because what I was going to say is, if you remember on Tekken, didn't that fighter Eddie Gordo?
Eddie Gordo. That's my guy on Tekken. Yeah, Eddie
Vampa,
Gordo.
can I speak without you interrupting me? Good Lord, son. Damn.
Go ahead.
Well,
Man.
yeah, didn't he practice capoeira? And that the style of fighting Eddie Gordo had?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that everybody that watched, everybody that played him thought he was breakdancing. I mean, it damn near looked like he was. So to what Kuda's saying, I can see the influence. It is heavily influenced.
Yeah, it influenced it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it didn't, but it's, you know, I think what my man Will is trying to say is that as a group of people that were basically stripped of culture, stripped of language, stripped of all of these different things, that's kind of what we did. Like we would come up with certain things. Some things we'd come up with off the top of the dome. Some things would be a combination of certain things that we would put together. The point that I'm trying to make is that when we make something cultural, right? Like for instance, I'll give you a prime example. There's a heavy African influence in the Caribbean. There's a heavy African influence in Puerto Rican culture, Dominican culture, but guess what? They're allowed to be their own separate culture. Nobody's saying that, well, that's just African culture. You know what I'm saying? They're allowed to be their own people with their own culture, even if that culture is similar to another culture, right? Because for somebody on the outside looking in, they may not see that much difference between Puerto Rican and Dominican culture. But if you were to say they were the same, they would be offended. You know what I'm saying? They would get offended. It's almost like, and I feel Will on this, because it's almost like we're the only group of people that's not allowed to be prideful about our culture.
And Angry can I say one thing real quick? Africa is not one. Africa, there's 54 nations in Africa, so different music, different cultures. It depends on where it's coming from. Like, you know, Jamaican. Most you know, Jamaicans come from West Africa. They end up in the islands, and then they do their own thing. And like my fellow man, Kish Yardi, he said
they believe in tribalism, and they talk about tribalism a lot, but that's an African thing. When you are on the global stage, nobody give a fuck about tribalism. What Angry Man is saying is that we're capitalists. We want the motherfucking bread. So while you go into whatever this minutia you're about to go into, no, give us the fucking money.
you have ska, different rhythm, you know, R&B, rhythm and bass, R&B.
And I understand the oxtails is horse ass, but it's delicious if you know how to prepare it properly.
It's the tail, not the ass.
It's the tail, and it's delicious if you know how to prepare it properly.
Oh, hell yeah.
They did
what you
rhythm and blues. Rhythm and blues. In the UK, a lot of the music in the UK has been heavily influenced by the Jamaicans.
Rhythm and blues. I get that, but you're proving my point. So Nigeria is Nigeria, right? In Africa, right? Sudan is Sudan, different continents, right? So they all separate, right? But they might be influenced by one another, but they all got their own identity of who they are. People that's in Nigeria versus Ghana do two different things. They cook different ways. They do different
he's
things different
absolutely
ways.
Can
That's
you
the point I'm
pause this
getting at.
right quick?
We're not y'all, y'all not us.
And we are not.
Okay, you need to know your history, son. Okay, the way they partitioned Africa, tribes cross national lines. Okay, Nigeria is literally different tribes, and some of those tribes bleed over into Sierra Leone. The way they drew the countries in Africa, the way they set the borders, totally arbitrary. It was more territorial. They didn't consider the culture. So one country in Africa is not necessarily distinct. Nationality is different than ethnicity. I guess that's my point. He doesn't understand his own argument. Because if he did, he wouldn't make it. He's just way off base here.
Let's listen. We ain't shit. We ain't shit.
One of the things that's not mentioned, and I talk about it on my show, is that African Americans, especially when it comes to music, well, FBAs, when it comes to music and the sampling and stuff like that, they've actually utilized the MPC, which is a drum machine, completely different than anybody else, and created, and definitely curated, hip hop in a completely different way that nobody was thinking about. Because usually,
But that's because they're using the metronome.
no, it's not even the metronome. The MPC was really supposed to be a backup for a drummer, for like rock bands and stuff like that. It was just basically programming is supposed to be backup for a drummer. When black people got a hold of it, they completely turned it into something completely different.
So what do you call 8-bar, 16-bar, 32? Like, what is that?
That's just a scale. It's called a scale. What Jay Dilla did with it, doing ninths and stuff like that, and unquantizing certain things, and it was just something completely different. You know what I'm saying? And we also got another beat maker. I be producing beats. We got another beat maker on the panel. She'll tell you.
Fucking Christ.
You know?
Listen,
I'm just referring to the part where
educate me. I welcome it.
Yeah. Jay Dilla, it was unquantized. Look up Jay Dilla. Go look up, Mad Lib. I just found out some heartbreaking shit about Mad Lib.
You gotta take it back. You gotta take it back even further than that. Because one dude that doesn't really get credit for the way he was pulling the drums off of certain tracks. No, people don't give Marley Marl credit. They don't give him the credit he deserves. Like the way he was sampling the drums is crazy. Like the way he was sampling the drums is crazy, like for real. And one could argue that if it wasn't for Marley Marl, you would have never had that whole bridge
neo
is
soul
over.
kind of. Okay.
The bridge is over. The bridge is
South
over.
Bronx. South Bronx. South Bronx.
KRS-One.
You never had that because the beat. The crazy thing about it is, BDP was in the studio, and Marley Marl wasn't, like, he didn't put him on the radio or something. I forgot what it was.
He dissed them. He basically didn't put him on the radio. So y'all trash.
And they they stole the freaking beat and did the bridge is over the beat.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And put it out, right? And so, like, they, like, the whole history of that, like, it's so much that goes into all of that people don't talk about. Like, people love to talk about what's the name of the group? The group that came out, a hippie to the
Sugar Hill Gang. Sugar Hill Gang.
It wasn't even officially a group.
Nope.
It wasn't even
Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's
Delight. Yeah, Rapper's Delight.
Yeah, they're like the first. Rapper's Delight is like, it's like the first.
They were warming up the microphone.
No, you know what it was? I'm gonna tell you what it
that
was.
was like the OG hip hop song of all time, like the true hip hop, the birth of hip hop.
Not a hell
So,
it
well,
wasn't.
it was the bass line.
No,
It was
the
that
hell
bass
it
line
wasn't.
that really.
That was look, yo, for real hip hop heads, for real, you will never hear if somebody talks about the origins of hip hop or where hip hop came from. If they a real hip hop head that was here, that was living during the time, the last thing they gonna bring up is that damn song.
But Angry Man, I say
They're
that
not bringing
because
up
that
that
was
song,
a
bro.
mainstream song. It was mainstream. That was birth of hip hop.
But that's
on
the
a mainstream
point.
level.
Hip hop wasn't mainstream.
Exactly.
Right.
Underground.
I know.
Mainstream.
Yeah, that was counterculture, man.
Okay. If we talking about hip hop, we say hip hop before it was hip hop.
Mainstream back then, just the fact that you were mainstream meant you weren't hip hop.
Correct. That was with anything though, man. If you were mainstream, you were a sellout.
Yeah, this is the reason why they didn't. This is the reason why they rejected Vanilla Ice. This is the reason why they rejected Hammer, even though Hammer was from the streets. You feel me? If you did anything that was even considered mainstream, it's like, nah, we not rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop.
All I'm saying.
Wasn't Hammer considered Hammer was considered pop, right? They like by the time just Can't Touch Us, that was considered pop.
Yeah, like it ended up being that, even though it was supposed to be hip hop, it ended up being pop.
Angry Man, you know what broke the game? It was the NWA when they fully came into the scene.
And what was the name of NWA?
NWA broke the system.
With attitude.
It was supposed to be
hip hop just went
the
full-
N word with attitude, right? With attitude, right? And I'm telling you, hip hop derived from gang culture, is what I'm trying to get at. The Nomads, the Savage Skulls, the Spades, and how they used to grumble with one another. And again, the Puerto Ricans had their own thing going on over here. They didn't dance like us, you know what I'm saying, and everything and whatnot. They didn't do the thing where they had the parties and they was rapping and all that over the beat or speaking over the mic and whatnot. Remember, it was all about the DJs first. Then it turned into speaking over the mic. You know what I'm trying to say? Even though it may have been influenced by different other cultures and stuff.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Puerto Ricans, right? Because that conversation always comes up, and there's a lot of people that like to exclude them.
No, we're not. I'm not excluding them. I'm saying some of them was there, but we wasn't. It wasn't many of them. They said it wasn't many of them that was there. It was very few, but they was in there.
Well, here's the thing. When it come to the Puerto Ricans, right? You did have Puerto Ricans that were rapping. You did have Puerto Ricans that was DJs. You definitely had Puerto Ricans that was breakdancing. So you definitely had.
But I'm talking about not in the gang culture. Before this is 75, 71, 70. This is before I was even born. 71. You know what I'm saying? We talking about around that time. They you know what I'm saying? They was doing their own thing, and then we was doing our own thing. As far as the black gangs were concerned, because we was being suppressed. Remember, if you go to Rikers Island, it was pretty much ran by the Puerto Ricans, and blacks wasn't involved. We were separate. We was literally separate. So we couldn't have been together. Yes, it was some that hung with us, but they wasn't with us 110%. Like, you know, it wasn't like 50 of them, 50 of us. It was like maybe 3 of them out of 50 of us. That's the point I'm trying to say.
You did have a separation too.
I don't know what the big deal is. What's the big old deal? If you mess with a Puerto Rican or whatever it is, to make much do about nothing is wild work. Let's see. Stanley, good luck with that. I doubt you would get people to touch that topic. Karis One is crazy. What happened to your old channel, sir? Who is he talking to? We got 22 people here. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe always. We'd like to have a conversation with you. We want your interaction. And you can support the channel by Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. I'm gonna jump forward a whole lot a bit because I thought it was more to it than this.
The turd flinging monkey a little bit, but
I miss that Goofy. I miss that guy.
Me and him had like a back and forth on one of Obsidian's blog talk radio shows. So I didn't really rock with him after that. But there was a lot of guys I rocked with. I even wrote for A Voice for Men at one point. But
they were over on Stormfront talking shit about us though, and using their same screen names on Stormfront.
But let's be real though, man. The same thing applies over here in the Black Manosphere when someone like me comes around.
Well, hold on.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? And keep in mind, Angry Snowman, I try to be mindful of that because the one thing that annoyed me is that when I used to go on to, because they used to have this show on Blog Talk Radio, it was called Honey Badger Radio, right?
Oh yes,
I don't know if you remember that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
I used to join it. You know what I'm saying? And whenever I brought up things that were specific to what Black men were going through, it's kind of like it's not like they just said we don't want to talk about that, but it was a vibe like, we don't really want to get into that. You know what I'm saying? And who knows?
Like
maybe they just didn't want to get into no race conversation or whatever, right? For whatever reason, right? So one of the things I try to do is like if Angry Snowman or anybody else come over here, if you start talking about the thing that white guys are experiencing now, I try not to diminish it or pretend like that shit don't exist because I know it does. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but hold on, Angry Man. They used to come to our space all the time to talk about they shit, which was the funny part. But you know what? It's funny how we're watching Pearl right now because a lot of people are like, "Yo, why is Pearl here?" Pearl has been banished to the Black Manosphere because a lot of y'all don't do y'all history and don't know what's going on. Hold on, listen, because Pearl is over here because she's a mud shark to them. Listen to me and listen to me clear. I already know what's going on. The last straw for that shit was another lily white girl that used to be in the space called Nola Girl. Do your history on Nola Girl. We've always had white women in Black spaces. People haven't done their history. We had I wouldn't throw Jane Elliott in there, but she's in there. We had another one called Girl Writes What. Do your history on her. We had Girl Writes What. And then we had another girl named Nola Girl that was from the country, and dudes loved her, brunette and everything. Perfect girl. Till they found out she was dating a Black guy.
Right.
Yep. I remember knowing you, girl. I remember knowing you, girl.
Yeah, they never forgave this ever since. So they're not these new white coming in, they not finna take them, especially if they've dated a Black man. That is a no-go policy.
I want to say one thing, if I may, real quick, Angry Man. Like, why does it always have to be racial? Like, why can't men just be men and talk about men?
Because that's what it is in America.
Like this whole
you can't invite Earl to a panel or Nick Fuentes and I think that the elephant ain't.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, Vanta, because there's an element of difference when it comes to the cultural differences in white relationships and Black relationships. Yes, we might have similarities, but there's also a lot of differences that myself, being that I predominantly dated white woman and I've only been with, I think, one Black woman for one night. I don't know the cultural differences as far as dating goes. So that's why there's a racial element to it for people just to understand.
Really don't care. I really don't care if we have the race conversation. That to me, look, here's my either. I think the problem is when we try our best to avoid it. I think that's where the damn problems come in. Instead of just having the honest conversation about it and just fucking getting over it. Like let's have the conversation.
Dude, you better watch it. You're saying getting over it, man. Those are tough. Them are strong words right there.
Well, look, it's about having the conversation.
Well, we're at the point in America where we have to have this sit down. with black and white
we
people.
gotta have the conversation, but we gotta have it honestly from both sides. Because let's be real, when it comes to race, there's only two sides that matter. It's white and black.
I disagree, Andrew, man. I disagree. There's a third party. There's a third party.
Jesus Christ.
Nah, in America, the only thing that matters is
That's what I
white.
said. Yeah, see what I said? There's a separatism. Africans trying to put themselves in it. Puerto Ricans trying to put themselves in it. Mexicans trying to put themselves in it.
Well, when it comes to American culture and America itself, it's white and black, man.
So hold on, respectfully, I'm gonna just keep it all the way funky with you. And this is not me I'm not trying to diminish you or anything. Bro, y'all are not part of that conversation.
Thank you. Appreciate it, angry man.
Y'all ain't part of that conversation, bro. When we talking about the black and white thing, we're talking about the contention and that thing between black Americans and white Americans.
Okay,
always there. Always there.
Nobody else.
I understand.
Oh shit! Here's John Galt.
It's an isolated incident. America is an isolated thing. Like that's
the little experiment that you call America. Like, so I'll give you a prime example, right?
This motherfucker can't even
This don't
face
even
the
include
camera. He's so
individuals that
drunk.
just got here. I don't care what color you are. If you just got here, from Europe, or you just got here from certain parts of Africa, even you're not part of that conversation. This conversation goes all the way back, and it's a sorted mess.
Which brings me back to my point. Right? It's a difference. That's what I was saying earlier. The reason I'm saying that, because think about it. When I'm talking to another black brother or a younger brother or a person my age, and they saying, well, the Chinese people get grants to come over here to open up businesses, the Puerto Ricans, the Africans, and they don't give us grants. The white man holding us back. This is what I hear. And I'm like, nah, not necessarily. We got millionaires, billionaires, you know what I'm saying, zillionaires. I mean, like, we got, we actually are able to get money now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us are getting it. You know what I'm saying? For those who can't get it.
What is
so
up
no
with
one really
all
holding
these
you back but
lispy
you.
men?
But they refuse to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
But wait a minute, a little bit. I want to ask Angryman a question real quick. Angryman, yes, I do understand. It is an age-old quarrel between you, blacks and whites. I understand that point in America. However, Africa does play a part, because where do Black Americans come from? They come from
that don't fucking matter.
Bro, that has
oh my God.
Africans in America.
Black Americans are so far removed from Africa that they have more common with white Americans than they do black than they do Africans.
Angry Snow, I just said that earlier. I said we should be moved past that because we're so far from removed.
Hold on for a second, because this shit gotta stop.
Okay,
it gotta stop, bro. Y'all Africans gotta stop claiming us, bro.
Likewise.
Period.
You gotta stop claiming us. Okay, you gotta stop claiming us, because here's the reality, right? And this is the reason why you're not part of this conversation, because you have Africa. We don't. This is the reason why a lot of people are not part of this conversation.
Oh my
because
God.
we're the one group of people that cannot get on a boat or a plane and go home. This is our home.
Right. Where are they going to deport you to? Mississippi?
What the fuck is he talking about?
Go. You feel what I'm saying?
Just because this is our home.
Exactly.
Even Abraham Lincoln was like,
Unitas, can you pause this?
Even Lincoln was like, where we going to sell him? Where we going to sell him?
Here's where the problem is, Lee. This is our home, but you have people constantly trying to convince us that it's not.
Oh, I know. I know.
And the ridiculous part about it, is it's like if you were living in a house that you now consider your home, regardless of who your parents are, and there's another house down the street where they keep saying, well, that you really are kids, you really came from here, but we don't want you to come here and live.
then shut the fuck up about it. Why do you keep talking about it? Y'all keep saying that we from Africa, but I'ma say it one more time. Ain't now boat ever came to this country to scoop us up and take us back to our supposed home. And I have a feeling the reason why you've never done that is because you know our asses don't come from there in the first goddamn place.
Can I rebut to that angry man?
Go ahead.
And this is the thing too, because though I'm young, it's only been within the last maybe, I don't even know if it's been 5 years maybe, or this thing about us all being Africans and we're all the same and there's Africans looking at me like oh no, we're not this. Like someone walked up to me on some hey sister, I'm like, I'm not your sister. You're an African.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that we love to ignore, Lee. This is the other thing we love to ignore. If you want to try to tell me that I come from Africa, so that's really my home, based upon some shit based upon a lineage that's way back there, then guess what? You got to split me apart.
I was about to say that you're going to have to pick. You're either Irish or African. You can't be both.
Some parts going to have to go to Ireland. Some parts going to have to go to Scotland. Some parts going to have to go to different parts of Europe. Like, bro.
That is up to be a show.
Wait. Angry Man. Can I say one thing, Angry Man, if I may, sir?
Sure.
As long as it ain't you saying that Africa is the third thing again.
Thank you.
Vance is Somalia.
Yes, I am Somali. But Lee, Angry Man just gave me a sense of relief because that's what I like to hear. That's what I want. I want American people, African Americans in America to separate. It clears the air. The air has
I think you're confused though, Vance. We've
been separated.
We've always been separate.
I've been saying that.
You have people who have.
I want Americans to just be Americans. Is that okay?
We've always wanted to just be Americans, but there's other people in higher places who try to get us.
My issue when Black Americans claim Egypt, they want to claim all this bullshit in Africa. I'm like, you're not part of that whole civilization.
Oh no. Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Hold on for a second. Let me stop you right there. Because let's not get it twisted. We are the motherfuckers that built them pyramids.
Oh my God, here we go.
You want to disagree with that? If you want to disagree with that, then you explain to me why there's more people
have some balls, man, to disagree.
The northern continent of America than there is over there.
Listen, I'm not going to argue the pyramids. I'm saying, are you claiming Egypt, sir? Egypt.
You said what?
Are African Americans claiming Egypt, Angry Man? Egypt.
Bro, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, right? When you look at the entire, what we call the diaspora, right?
Uh-huh.
Where do you find the highest concentration of creative people?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Where do you find a group of Black people that excel in music, sports, all sorts of shit, inventors, all of that? Where do you find that at?
Well, in America. So yeah, America.
America.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The reason why is because at one point, and I hate to have to go through this, I hate to have to go into this, but I'm gonna go into this. The original Moors.
Here we go. The Moors
that traversed the globe, that pretty much invented navigating and sailing and all of that shit.
No,
even though Somalis were
it wasn't the Moors.
Centuries before that, before the Moors.
How much is Somalia built up? How beautiful is Somalia?
Somalis are known for being nautical seafarers from Somalia to India.
Have an advanced civilization.
I've never heard.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's called Ajuran. Have you heard of the Ajuran Empire, Mr. Angerman?
That was not.
You talking about what they got now? What they got now?
I'm not talking about now. I'm saying past.
No, what they got now?
Regardless of now, I'm talking about the past. seafarers.
No, forget the past. The
Yeah,
past is
this
the
is
past.
becoming the typical
Merchants trading
boondoggle.
spices
They did-
and
Typical boondoggle.
incense.
Somebody needs to organize
Bro,
this
check
mess.
this out. Check this out. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. When it comes to your culture and pretty much African culture, I have one question for you. Did y'all have an alphabet system?
Yes,
Only Ethiopia.
they did. Where do you think it came from?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia
North
had one. What was
Africa is where
Geese. It's called
the
geese.
Arabs literally.
Okay. Well, guess what? You can make an argument
these
that
are
the
dumb
only
people.
civilization in Africa that was advanced was Ethiopia.
Again,
No,
I can only
because
speak
no.
from East
it is-
Africa.
it
I'm not
is-
the whole Africa. I'm saying from East Africa. I'm from East Africa, sir. From the East.
Okay, so it's extremely difficult for any culture to grow and improve without some form of alphabet system, without some form of
No idea.
because you
what the fuck
need
he's
that to
talking
make
I agree.
communications easier.
I agree.
So the thing that I'm saying, look, this is what I'm saying, right? When you look at us as a group, right? There are certain things about our history that has just been completely whitewashed, completely erased. So we want to try, like what's the most insulting thing in the world is how the world tries to paint us as a group of Africans that were caught or defeated in some tribal war and then sold in Western Africa and shipped over here in ships, and that's what our origin is, and it's bullshit. That's not real. It's a damn.
That's exactly what happened. And most of them end up being in South America. Most slaves end up in South America.
Even the ones that ended up in South America, it wasn't as many as you think. Because number one, this lie that they told that they took a ship and they put Africans in the bow of the ship, feet to head, and all that. There's no way they would have survived that trip.
Okay, I don't know the whole.
This
whole trip.
motherfucker
I'm
is
saying
out of
all I'm
his
speaking on
mind.
is the fact that the numbers that traveled over from West Africa that have been sold, most of them end up in South America. I'm not talking about how they were treated.
What number do you think? What number do you think was shipped over here?
Wait, North
What do you mean
sorry,
over
North
here?
America? Or wait,
No, just
second.
the Americans
This
in general.
motherfucker
Since
doesn't
you
even
said
know how to
Americans in
ask a
general, what
question.
number do you think was shipped over here?
Over where?
The fact that he can't even answer those questions, that means he's not American.
No, I'm not American. Sir. I'm not American.
Exactly. So just say you don't know.
No,
I mean, I know me as a white guy. The diagram that I was shown as a kid growing up of what the slave ship looked like, and now as an adult looking at it, and that was
Somebody
supposed to be in
goddamn
the
Google
cargo
it.
hold of the ship. So you supposedly got all these black men, hundreds of them, chained, like he said, feet to ass to each other on the bottom of a ship. Well, if that happens, well, where's all the supplies for them to even live on?
Oh man,
for the
now
next
you
3
got
months for everybody on the ship on top of it.
this is hurt.
Then on top of that, how did all these people manage to survive from the scurvy and from botulism and from sepsis and all this other stuff, laying in shit and piss water at the bottom of the ship the whole time?
What about being seasick?
So that
you know,
means it didn't happen,
No,
huh?
we not even know. Seasick. You're lucky if all you got was seasick.
No, I'm saying it's probably to say they would have got seasick.
No, listen. Here's the thing. This is what people don't get about this. You got all of these people chained up in the bow of a ship, defecating on themselves.
Thank you.
Urinating on themselves. Do you realize that journey from Africa to
That was 3
that's
months.
a long trip?
That was 3 to 6 months, depending on what the weather was like.
You're gonna perish simply from the conditions of the ship
if you can even get the ship to float with that many people in the bow of it.
This
But
motherfucker
then on top of that,
has
how do you
no
feed
idea
people
what
that
he's
are running
talking
the ship
about.
if it's loaded down with nothing but people on the bottom of it?
That's
There's no
what I was
supply.
going to say.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Y'all gotta read this book. It's two of them. I didn't get the chance to read the second one, but it's called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. And they got all the receipts, they got all the instructions and everything. Farrakhan, and Nation of Islam pushed that book, and it's some deep shit in that book.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Here's a little tidbit for everybody. Here's a little tidbit for everybody. This is something for you to think about and to just chew on when you got some time, right? If you come to a country that is already developed, that already has buildings, already has all types of shit going on, and you decide you want that country for yourself, and you go to war with the people in that country, and somehow you miraculously win that war, wouldn't it be smart to pretend like that group of people never had a civilization? Wouldn't it be smart? Wouldn't it be smart to pretend that group of people never had a civilization? You enslaved many of those people, and then you come up with this fantastical story that you sailed across the ocean and took them from somewhere else where people have dark skin just like the people on this.
Oh my God.
But Angry Man.
The problem is there is physical evidence.
There's no goddamn but, and I'm gonna tell you why there's no but. Even Putin said this. Everything the African does, he does in other countries. The only thing the African does in Africa is be buried.
My God.
Vanta, what he's trying to explain to you is the concept of generational gaslighting, bro.
Bro,
really
generational
gaslighting. Slaves from the eastern side of Africa.
Yeah,
generational gaslighting. Yeah, that's a new
These motherfuckers have just hypnotized themselves. Man, I'm glad I watched this. These guys. How do you become like this?
For likes, clicks, and money. You constantly forming and creating whatever the final thing will be. Are you a pimp, or are you a one that's against society, the gates that they put up, and all that other stuff?
Look, they basically said slavery couldn't have happened because there's no way you're going to put bodies in a cargo hold and sail across the Atlantic. People couldn't survive that. Well, I can tell you right now, yes, they can. And floating, I mean, there are aircraft carriers that float. So surely you can put people in the cargo hold of a ship. It's basic. People have been building ships for millennia. So, you know what? I'm just flabbergasted that some of these people are in their 40s and they actually believe, Angry Man seems to believe that African slavery didn't exist. And then they bring up this generational gaslighting. The problem with that theory is there is literally physical evidence and written records of all this stuff happening. There's physical evidence. You know, they dig up slave ships, or, you know, they salvage slave ships. These people, I don't know whether they're just plain old uneducated or whether are they really willingly this stupid? This is why the black community is fucked up. It's because of these YouTube panels. No chaser. Absolutely, there was a cost. People died along the way. They just dumped the bodies over. Uh, Absolutely, there's a cost. You don't think that you could sail from Africa to the United States, or well, what became the United States, in the bottom of a wooden ship and not have people die? All that is recorded. They insured a lot of the cargo, the slaves. The written records there, physical evidence is there. Um, these people want to, do some weird conspiracy theory about generational gaslighting. It's about as stupid as you can possibly be. And these people want to talk about why can't the black community do better. It's because we don't check ourselves in the bullshitters within the quote community. And there's a reason why people run when they come up to a panel and they encounter me, because I'm not going to let them get away with the bullshit. It's disappointing. Maybe this is the reason I kind of don't believe that the black community, there's many of them, because I know plenty of black people who would laugh at an angry man's bullshit. So anyway, I've landed. Yeah, but not the whole community. The whole black community has not been fucked up. Parts of it, that's where the class divide comes in. The E. Franklin Frasers and other authors. Your hours date your mind. Don't even know what that means. Savage, you're back. Hit the link. Let's make it interesting. The black community is not fucked up, is what I'm saying. You need to be a little bit more nuanced than that broad brush. Did you fall asleep again, Nightish? Well, it would seem so, folks. Well, I was hoping. Hey, Nightish. All right. Well, I may wander off because actually I do have a show that's starting up. So if Nightish wakes up, uh, tell him where I'll be. But I'll give him like a couple minutes. Hey, Nightish. All right, Nightish. This is last call. Hello. All right, folks. Well, I'm gonna duck out. I'm gonna be going live in about I don't know about 15 minutes or so. Won't pick up where this left off. But we'll see what happens when I get there. News stories, and then a couple of T. Hassan Johnson videos that I want to react to. So see you all over there.